Tom and Dan to tell you about our buddies at Surfshark. And I got to tell you, man, there might not be anything I use more on my phone than Surfshark. I'm telling you right now. I am a shark.
So what it is it changes your VPN.
Yeah.
And so
it cloaks your VPN, and basically it doesn't appear that you're coming from the great state of Florida that used to be free. You can appear to be logging in and using your device or your desktop or
for
your
any
laptop.
other country.
Yeah, for any other country, any other state, really, if you want to do that.
So this is hilarious. This just happened. So I was going on TomandDan.com, and then I go to the top of the page, and then you see Surfshark. And
it says click here for Surfshark.
Yeah, click here for Surfshark, and I clicked on it to remind everybody what our Tom and Dan deal is, because you got to get the Tom and Dan deal through our website, because we're our affiliate of Surfshark. You get
a bunch, I'm telling you, a bunch of money off. They actually treat us pretty good.
So I'm like, with the Tom and Dan discount, it's only $2 a month, and then Daniel's like, what are you talking about? I'm on the website.
It's cheaper than them, man.
It's only
I got it for I can get it for like $1.69.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, I'll give you $1.68 a month. It goes from $7. It's like roughly like $6.60 with our Tom and Dan deal. If you use the click through at tomanddan.com, it drops it to $1.68 a month, and then it says here you get 4 months extra.
Yes.
On top of that.
So I'm showing something different.
And you showed me, and you did.
Yeah, and then I'm like, through the website, I was on Surfshark. And I forgot to log off.
You know why he was on there, yeah. This morning, a stressed-out businessman, he had to get his head right, you know?
And it showed that I was logging in from Canada, and Canada is more expensive because of universal health care.
What does Bradley say? He goes, but first take care of head. You had to take care of your head. You had to get your mind right.
And because I go on Surfshark, because there's a lot of websites that are banned in Florida.
Yeah.
So I have
damn right you go on Surfshark.
I have to go to Canada, and a lot of our listeners have used Surfshark because of this reason, but also they have safe and secure internet browsing, and you can go and see. There's tons of other reasons. This is my primary reason.
They offer a lot of things. Yeah, if you don't need to just go to Canada, they have, you can secure your connection. They do all of that, but they can protect your data. You can do like data leak alerts on your computer. It depends on how much security do you need. We just use the basic VPN, and if you click through at tomanddan.com, you can save a lot of money on it.
Yeah, and especially if you're on public Wi-Fi and they say it's more secure just going through Surfshark and going through a different country's VPN. Yeah. So, there's a lot of other reasons to use it, but here in Florida, and for most of our listeners, it's so you could access any website you want. Yeah. There's also, I'm researching into this, like going to UK and getting on like different European VPNs.
How do you think
can
I watch
open
Arsenal?
Up sports? Yeah.
I've been watching Arsenal using a VPN for almost 20 years, thanks to our friend Meaty Joker that made our first app.
No, I know. And so you can do your own research, but get the best deal at tomanddan.com. Get that Surfshark VPN service. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube. Come on over and hang out. On Twitch, at Tom and Dan Live. Also on YouTube, at Tom and Dan Live. You can comment on the show. Watch the live streams. There's also tons of videos on there from, there's even a recap video on there, or have I updated it? Maybe I haven't. But very soon, the updated video from the big BDM party will be up there for you guys to check out.
Okay, cool.
If you're not a BDM, you can sign up at tomanddan.com/registration.
From the Orlando Talk Show, comedian Ross McCoy is here. How you doing, Ross?
Hey, guys. Sorry I was late. The traffic was real backed up at the Straits of Hormuz.
We'll talk about you riding here on an electric bike. First,
the door opened. A beautiful jet black electric bike came in, and the sweatiest of Ross McCoys appeared from behind the door.
First, I'll say happy 420 to everybody.
Yeah.
Which I thought about it on the drive here, and I was like, 420 is the only holiday in which the people that like it and recognize it don't do anything different.
Right.
It was like, you're going to wake up and smoke weed? And hey, you did that yesterday.
Yeah.
And you do it all day.
But every day?
Nothing changed.
I don't do it every day. What's his name?
No, I'm just saying the people that like 420 and like happy 420,
right.
They are not changing their behavior for today. They smoke weed all
It's
day.
interesting. Seth Rogen was on Stern last week, and he was talking about smoking, he's never missed a day. And he said he only missed 3 days. He was in Singapore one time. That's the only time he's ever not smoked weed since he was 19 years old.
Yeah. Some people, they...
Like he's been weed, like he claims, weed from 19 till now, 3 days in Singapore because he didn't want to die. Because obviously they
death sentence for drug trafficking.
He claimed that they
Singapore,
actually,
you don't mess around with them.
Well, supposedly they go, when you go in, they stamp your passport and it says it. It'd be kind of cool to have that on your passport. I mean, I don't want to get threatened or anything. But he did say that when he got back, it was weird because he was finding like roaches in like old sweaters or clothes and stuff. And he's kind of like, would they have killed me for that? And I'm like, is this just a bit you're doing on Stern? Because I wouldn't have messed around with that, man. Like, that's not fun.
Yeah, but you accidentally have an old roach and some jeans that you packed, and they're whipping you publicly. I mean that you just don't want to go to jail for 50 years. Like, it's crazy.
I mean, between that and the Dictator movie you did, I mean, you're pissing off a lot of people.
How about I'm not even going there?
Yeah,
no interest.
I'm okay without it.
I was getting arrested one time, and God was patting me down, and I had this old army jacket that I wore all the time, and it had a roach in the front pocket, like a breast pouch of it. You know? And he's patting me down, and he finds me. He's like, "Oh, what's this here?" And I'm like,
"What do we have here?" Well, looky here. It's Mr. Army Jacket. It's got a little something in his pocket.
And by the way, officer, you know what it is. You don't have to say, "What's this?"
What do we have here?
You've been around.
So sounds better Irish, I feel.
He starts waving in front of my face. He's like, "What's this? What's this?" And I was like, "Officer, I didn't even know that was in there." And so he goes, Oh, Mister's got so much weed, he's just forgetting about it, huh? Like, I never wanted to punch somebody more in my life. Like, it was just like, come on, buddy.
My favorite is when they give you a hard time because you're like, "These not my pants."
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, they're not your pants." Come on, man. Just, you know what? You don't have to say anything to me. When I'm saying that, I know you think it's BS. I know. I'm saying they're not my pants. I have them on. I know.
So Ross gets here, all disheveled, pushing in a bike, which he never brings a bike in here, and it's an e-bike. And
a nice e-bike.
And so you rode your e-bike from your house to here this morning.
Yeah, this could only be described as completely my wife's fault.
Okay, all right.
Okay, let's talk about it. What happened?
Congratulations to joining the future. You have an e-bike now. You are officially in the future.
We share a car, right?
Yeah.
And that's not really an issue, except that God, this is so much backstory. Her work insisted that she come back to work, right? She's been work from home for years.
Yeah.
They're like, you got to come back. So it became an issue that we only have one car now.
Yeah.
So instead of buying a car, she bought that beautiful e-bike that you see there, and she used it one time, I think, officially. She's ridden it a couple times, but one time she took it to work.
Okay, for a commute.
Then it's just been in the way in my living room since then.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. As e-bike should be in the living room. Yeah.
Now, she quit that job.
Yeah.
She got another job. She wasn't supposed to start it for a month.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you know my wife. Nothing that she says comes to pass. It's like so. She
You're allowed
started
to say that again.
She took a week. She took a month between ending the other job and starting the new job.
Yeah.
And got so excited about the new job. Today is like 3 days since she quit, and she's starting the new job.
Because she's excited.
She's so gung ho to start.
She's super smart. Like, I get it.
And so she jumped the gun not only on like me, but on her new boss and everybody. They got a brand new Subaru Outback waiting for her to pick up on Wednesday. So Wednesday she'll have a brand new company vehicle to drive. Nice. But she decided to go to work 27 days early.
Right.
Which just happens to be a Monday. I got to come up to Baldwin to see you guys. And so it's either, wait 50 minutes and then pay $50 for an Uber, or ride my wife's disused e-bike up here. And so I did.
Yeah. Uber is not what it was. The Uber's expensive now, man.
Yeah, and
I have not Ubered because of that.
I recognize what they tried to do, which is we'll make everybody dependent on Uber, and then people will give up their cars and start a new way of life, and then we'll slowly eke up the price,
Dude.
And then people will have to pay it, and people are like, "Nope, I'm back to riding my bike or drunk driving."
If I'm a frog in boiling water, I'm like, you're not. I'm jumping out of this pot. I'm out of here, buddy. You're not killing me.
It turns out the threshold to Uber or drunk driving is $50. Once it goes past 50,
who are you, Jon Stewart?
You're like, back to drunk driving.
Last week,
50 does seem to be.
That's
why
all
is
it
it
takes.
50? Why is it 50?
They're
I
like-
don't understand, but 50 is the number.
sounds like a lot to pay for a ride. Maybe.
Yeah, for like 3 miles.
Last week, I was in the same boat, and I was going to ride the bike up, but it started pouring like the second I was about to get on the bike. So I called the Uber. I waited 45 minutes, and it was $16 from my house to here.
Yeah.
Great.
Jesus.
We do the show. I call up Uber to get it back to my house. Now Uber knows
Right.
I have taken them away from my house, and I'm stuck out in the world, and I need to get back to where all my stuff is. It was $60 to get home.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
I made my kid leave class and come get me.
and if you think, this is the conspiracy theory, like we have pretty good AI and artificial intelligence that can. I mean, they figured it out. They're like, hey, this person left their the place that they're as home base, and now we can overcharge them to get back. And
They're
they'll
trying to get back to that same place. And,
yeah. I think they do that, and that's the thing. It's like higher rates for getting back to your house.
Absolutely.
Even
You ever been down for a sporting event and been a part of the surging prizes?
I did it at Red Rocks.
Yeah, but it's like watching your bet on Kalshi. You're just trying to jump in there at the right time, right? You're like, get it, hit it.
So, speaking of Red Rocks, I'll tell you real quick. And then Crystal's coming in to tell some stories that I don't want on the radio on the BDM show.
If you're not a BDM, you can sign up at tomadan.com/registration. Sign up. It's never been easier. I was actually helping some BDMs get in there this morning.
And
Tom, did the weather kill you?
you know what? It was the coldest I think I've ever been in like on Friday night, and I'll tell the story real quick.
You didn't look very happy.
You keep track of that by weekdays? It was the coldest I'd ever been on a Thursday.
Because I've been in colder weather, but there's a difference between, like, I've been skiing, let's say, in the teens, right? But during the day...
You ski with teens? That's awesome. I go skiing with teens. I'm Tom Van. That's fun. Now I'm going to give you something I don't like, which is Red Rocks. Cold. But the skiing with teens, blast of a time.
But when you're moving around and it's daytime, that's a different cold than if you're just standing and watching a show and it gets to 23 degrees.
Yeah,
and
pouring beer into you that makes you colder. It does. It'd be like it's lowering your body temperature. You're getting drunk, which is killing you.
Yeah. You're poisoning yourself.
You're poisoning yourself, so your body's like, go to sleep. And you're like, I am going to sleep.
And then you're like, I don't know what help this THC, which somehow makes you colder. There's a thing where if you
can't get blood to your extremity.
Yeah, you're high, like your body temperature. Like,
sometimes I have to go put my feet in the oven after I smoke weed. You have to do that?
You guys, it's 420. Can we not?
You know what? You're right.
I'm sorry.
That was really disrespectful. I'm so sorry.
So
Cheech bless you, my friend.
There's a random blizzard that came through on Friday, and we landed in it. By the way, we took a cheapo Frontier, which is fine. And I've said before, if you give me the option, I'll stand in a flight.
I've seen
it's super cheap.
I've been to the Frontier, and the Frontier's cheap. It's cheap there.
And because this is a thing where me and Crystal want to get out there as cheap as possible.
It'd be different if you had the boys, and you want some amenities, and you guys travel well. You're good.
It's fine, but when we landed,
how long is that flight?
It's 3.5.
For Frontier, you got to stop a couple times to pick up other people. It's like a mega bus.
They'll land in a field.
Yeah, they will. Hey, we got to pick us a phone.
We get there, and it's blizzard conditions, and then they're like,
Frontier says we can do it.
You know what? We're saving money. Get off on the damn runway.
Really?
Yeah. So they can see old. And I've done this out in like Aspen or Eagle Airport.
This is one of your original rich poor.
There's no gangway. It's like you and then they pull up the ladder and you're just like, get out of the blizzard.
This is one of your original rich poor. It's like only extremely poor people and extremely rich people get off on the tarmac.
Yeah. And then and it was snowing. Luckily, it stopped snowing right before the show, but we made a tremendous amount of mistakes, and I'll explain it on the BDM show. But it was like our friends from Miami, like I said, Joe, his wife, Dre, his wife, and the Grizz.
Did everybody make it out?
Everybody
wanted to make it out? Okay, good.
And but like some people got there early and they just immediately started drinking, and that was the downfall of all of us. And then so when we showed up at the Airbnb, everybody was already drunk. I've been drinking on the plane. Then we got more drunk show up at the event. And so like I said, it stopped snowing, but there was still snow all over the rocks, snow in the trees at Red Rocks, which it was kind of cool to see. But this is, because the last time I was there, it was, it wasn't snowing. So it was cool to see the Red Rocks with snow on it. But when we were standing there, like the only, it's general admission too, in Red Rocks, which means there's no assigned seating.
Really?
Yeah. So like
how do you assign a rock, Rob?
Yeah, it's all essentially chiseled out stairs in the entire venue, and then they put some wood on top of them, and then like they do have seat numbers, but it's all GA. So you just get there early and try to. So if you're there a little late, you stand.
Yeah, Melissa says they only do. Paid seating for certain shows. It's a lot, and they control them a lot differently than this. This is more of a
and so it's like
gangway show.
Yeah, first come first serve, and then because everybody who gets there early wants to spread out, like there's probably 1,000 people that are just standing on the stairs and in the back and just standing room only.
Is it wet? Like I'm trying to picture it in my mind. Is it? I'm remember how wet it is when you go to like the lodge at like when we ski.
Yeah.
Is it like that where it's just wet everywhere and snow everywhere and you're crunching everywhere and it's just cold wet?
I mean, it was on Friday night, and I saw a bunch of BDMs there, and a cold descended, like, and the show ended at like 11 o'clock or something. But by the time Sublime went on, like it dropped down to 23 degrees, feels like 15.
Oh,
so
God.
like it like
you like skiing with teens.
Yeah. And I was standing there and I was like, my God, like that move where your chest starts convulsing because you're shivering.
Yeah.
And you can't stop it. You're like, why the hell? Like I was trying to like jog in place a little bit to get blood flowing, but my chest was just shaking because my body temperature was dropped so low that and I'm wearing, like, I even laughed. Chris was like, put on long johns and like wool
put your
socks.
hot chilies on.
Yeah, so I'm like, this is overkill. I'm so like, I'm wearing gloves like zipped up.
You had the Kenny from South Park where you could just see his eyes and nose, out of it.
And
Crystal seemed to be fine. I don't know if she navigates the cold like she navigates the cold
jacket.
like an angel. She's like, hi.
Her mom gave her a ski jacket, like a big ass ski jacket, which I didn't have. I basically had a hoodie, and then like the Grizz brought me some like outer shell. There's like a windbreaker shell.
Yeah.
But it was like, that was it. And then it got so cold.
Yeah.
And it was fine. But like everybody, like there were people, and like I think on Friday night, like
does Sublime comment about that?
It's interesting.
They're like, what's up, Red Rocks? All right, we're going to warm you up. Do they address it at all?
There must be either it's warmer on the stage or there's heating elements that we're not seeing.
The lights, probably.
The lights, yeah. Because he had a hoodie on, but he had a wife beater, like
gotta
Jacob
have a wife.
Knoll.
I mean, if you're Sublime, if I go to any Sublime, and you're not wearing, if the lead singer could be Rome, could be Jacob, could be the ghost of whomever.
Jacob Marley.
Yeah, look, you gotta have a wife beater.
Yeah.
You gotta have it.
And I don't
want shoes either, and I want your hair floppy.
The tattooed frogman seemed real cold.
Bud.
Bud.
Bud. Well, Bud's almost dead.
Yeah.
The fact that you even saw Bud,
he was looking rough.
Yeah, there have been rumors that Bud. There have been rumors that Bud is stuffed, and they just kind of prop him up.
Yeah, like he didn't look like he wanted to be there. And
I think the Cat in the Hat days are behind him. He wears the big. Bud's the fatter bass playing gentleman that wears or maybe Bud's the drummer, but or is Eric the drummer? Eric's maybe the bass player.
The original drummer and the bass player that plays keyboard. He wears that top. We call him the tattooed frog.
Tattooed frog, and then the MAGA drummer.
Yeah. They were there, but they look like we're going through the motions of this. We're doing this for the money.
We want somebody. Give us that Red Rock.
And I'll tell the stories on the BDM show, but I'll tell you my overall impression of Sublime. Like we went both days.
Chat room says he dresses like Cookie Monster.
Yeah. Because we went there Friday night, and then we went there Saturday, and then Saturday we learned all the mistakes of, like, we Ubered there on Friday. That was a huge mistake because getting out on Uber was a nightmare, especially because we didn't plan it all. Anyways, I'll tell you the story. And then we went Saturday, and we got early, got seats, and sat down and had like a Red Rocks experience. It was really good.
Nice.
It was like, oh, this is awesome. Took a little mushroom chocolate, and I was like, oh, this makes it better. Like, like it does make it. Like, the lights are brighter and everything's in HD, and I'm like, this is a good concert. But anyway, so I had, and I was glad that I had one real rough one and then a positive
something
one
to compare it to.
So with Sublime, it was first, like, great show, but there was an element, and we all, like, all my friends agreed, of kind of like karaoke. Right, where, like, or tribute band, where even though it's this, the original, like we said, the bass player, drummers up there,
sure.
he brought some other people to help him. Like, I think it's just easier to have another guitarist.
Yeah, they had other guitarists and stuff on there, and I don't believe he's ever been, like, he plays guitar, but I don't think anity would ever call him a guitarist.
And he plays guitar.
Is this like the boat where they've replaced the oars and the oar locks and all the wood, and it's the same boat?
It's just no one's rolling.
Yeah.
There's an electric motor underneath. So
I see that. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Here's the over. Okay, so first, the fact that it's his son. I had to keep telling myself this is awesome, right? Because
it wasn't awesome.
No. Well, just
you have to keep insisting.
I mean, it does sound like you're about to say because it wasn't awesome. I mean, why else would you have to be propping it up in your mind?
If something is genuinely awesome, it's just awesome. I don't have to keep telling myself that. It's self-evidently awesome.
Yeah, it's like, who are you trying to convince, us or you?
Okay, all right. I see where, but the whole, like, as a dad, and I think all the parents that are in the audience, like,
it's all old people, right?
That fact, yes. There were some young people. There was a lot of young people.
Well, you
too.
like skiing with teens. Your eyes are always looking, always looking.
In fact, and when Crystal will tell you, there was like a 20-year-old standing next to us in the back that wanted Crystal to buy him a beer, and she was going to do it. It turned to this whole thing. But anyway,
oh my god, oh my god.
So here's what's Sublime, because we were like, no matter what, like, it's awesome to watch Sublime and Jacob Knoll, the son of Bradley Knoll, play his father's music, and the fact that his whole, like, he got to this point where he could do this, and it's happening here. We're all witnessing it.
The butt is just looming.
Hold on, that's a wonderful name for a book.
And I think
the butt is looming.
I think amongst a lot of people there, I won't speak for everybody, but appreciated this fact that we're getting to watch Sublime with Jacob Knoll, the son of Bradley Knoll, playing his father's music and continuing his legacy and these songs. But because the songs have been so popular for over 30 years, and we've all known them for so long that
we weren't adults when we were listening to them.
Yeah,
think about that.
That we were
You were
kids.
young enough to ski with Tom.
I was. He was taking me on the ski trip. I just loved him. Man. And he never touched me inappropriately.
And I don't think there's any way to get beyond, like, you cannot consume them with any different feeling.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's like these are iconic songs performed as kind of like a tribute. It's more of a tribute than if that
what I feel about it, what's kind of weird is that we work with
awesome.
We work with a publishing company that works with Jacob Knowles, that works with him and his band, Jacob's Castle. He has his own music that he puts out. And we've been able to play him on Friday Free shows. We could play him on anything really that we do because of the relationship we have with this wonderful publishing company. What's interesting about this, though, does it seem like he's putting his stuff on hold to just kind of like
make a bunch
to me,
of money?
I wrote it down.
Yes.
The feeling to me, though, even the money, he's making a lot of money, but to me the feeling is he's doing it for Dad.
Oh.
That's what it feels like to me. I
Interesting.
can't get my head out of that headspace of, like, so you're never going to really, because it's not his.
Yes,
he wants to do Jacob's. You see what I'm saying? Like, regardless of how much passion he can put into it, he will never be Bradley.
Yeah.
And because he'll never attack it like Bradley because it's just not his thing.
Now, he did perform his new music.
Oh, good. So he did some of his stuff, too.
So there's time to pee.
No. Ensenada's really good. And the new song, I forgot the name, but the new song.
Till the Sun Explodes.
Till the Sun Explodes is good. I like it.
Now, that would be considered Sublime, but I'm saying like his stuff that's just him without his dad's old friends. You know, you want like, the Hat Frog telling you like, oh, no, sing it this way.
No, I know.
You want that fat ass telling you what to do? It's a fat frog, cat a hat. The guy can barely mumble words out of his mouth, and you want him telling, no, do another take, Jacob.
I do think it's an element of like strike while the iron's hot. Like people want this. Like you sold out Red Rocks 2 nights in a row. You made a bunch of money. You're on this tour. It's selling out everywhere, and like people will come to see it. But no matter what, there's a tiny seeing the bands like Co-Defendants and Pepper, like seeing a band like Pepper play right before, you realize like, oh, okay, Pepper is a different band. It's a different feeling than Sublime came on, and it's like I'm watching. And
that's a good review, and it's on. You're not saying anything bad.
No, I enjoyed myself.
I think that's an honest review.
Everybody there enjoyed their song. I'm singing every word of every song because I paid
attention. You were into this.
I've heard these songs for 30 years, and I've heard them 10,000 times, just like everybody else there. You know what I'm saying? It was cool.
I know you're not an emotional person. You typically don't pick up on vibes, but they're there. We've discussed this. They're there. Did you feel anything? You're standing there. You got the mushroom chocolates coursing through you.
No, it was awesome.
You felt something. Did you kiss your wife at all passionately? And like, were you sent back to young TC?
The fact, because we've seen Bad Fish perform. I never saw Sublime with Rome. It's funny because that never motivated me to go out. Like this story did, and I think this story has done motivate a lot of people to come out. I agree. Sublime with Rome wasn't as big, and I don't think, and they probably have played Red Rocks before, but they didn't selling out Red Rocks 2 nights in a row.
Well, if they did, it wasn't really talked about. And the chat room's kind of educating us because as much as I love Sublime, I don't think I'd ever consider myself a super fan. They're saying that they have said that this is the album is a one-time thing.
And they're not continuing.
And I don't think they're going now. I mean, and if they even did, who cares? I'm not going to besmirch the name or judge them for that. But I do think it would be cool to honor your dad, go out, do it for dad, and then maybe go back to your own stuff. I think that's beautiful. I think that's awesome.
But it was a cool
I'm glad
show.
you had a good. I'm glad you had a good experience the second night. I would have felt really bad. Look, we'll laugh. I love laughing at the orb and haha and whatever. Oh, it jumped off of EJ. It's back on top. I love all of that.
Yeah.
But it would have bummed me out for you to go out for 2 feels like 15-degree shows back to back. No, sir.
I was sitting next to a guy on the plane ride back, and he had a bunch of like Sublime poster. And by the way, the amount of merch they sold was insane. Show
the camera your sun tattoo around your belly button. That must have hurt.
There was an hour-long line for merch the entire time. I ended up like stumbling down drunk the second night, and like right before Sublime ended, I had to pee, and then there was no one in there, and I grabbed 2 shirts of whatever they had left, but they were sold out of most stuff.
Did you grab 2 shirts before you grabbed 2 shirts?
And then he grabs 2 shorts some more.
But
he grabs them in the morning.
Like I was like, you should just print an unlimited amount of shirts. Like it was insane how much merch. Like the line was all the way up Red Rocks and both 2 merch lines, and they were just pumping out $45 T-shirts.
Can we talk about that?
$60 hats, like $90 hoodies or whatever. I mean, I don't know how they made hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars just on merch.
Well, we're over the sweet spot, and it bothers me a little bit as a music guy, and like I love going to concerts, but like what's bothering me lately is that there was a sweet spot. I want to say like 10 years ago where you'd go, like artists would come to town, and you would get a specific shirt for like the Red Rock show, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then you'd get it, and you'd be like, I went to the show, I have the Red Rock shirt. I went to see NoFX with you, I have a NoFX Flora Duh shirt, it says on there. I'm like, oh, nobody else has the NoFX.
Why don't they do that?
They do still do it, but here's where they got greedy. Some bands still do it. If Sublime didn't do it, that's their own choice. Okay, if they didn't do it.
No, they just have the tour shirt, which I got. But why
other bands
I want a specific Red Rock.
Okay.
Absolutely.
No, but it's worse. Chris Stapleton does it too, and it's worse. Here's what they do. They do it specific in Orlando. Oh, Chris Stapleton, Orlando shirt. You can get Orlando poster, Orlando, only at the venue. a week later, it'll be on their website.
Absolutely.
And you can buy it.
Sure.
Like, I can go and every artist that I love that does custom merch in Orlando, I just go to their website, and then it says, because they'll just print it. They're probably just printing them on demand. It's not cool anymore, man. It's like craft beer with there's a Tom and Dan craft beer. It's not cool anymore.
Well, it'd be weird to get a shirt of Orlando and you didn't go to the show and buy
Why?
it there.
People do it, though.
You wanted the shirt. You love Chris Stapleton. You
do.
couldn't afford the tickets, but you could buy the shirt. And they put it on sale. It'll be like the shirt will be like $10.
Yeah.
In the value of the shirt, is like, hey, I was there, and here's represents
You would
the
think.
night.
But if you can't afford that,
then
then
that's the next
the
best
shirt's
thing.
the
Yeah,
next best
yeah,
thing.
You would think. I'm glad you had a good experience, though, man. That's awesome.
The weekend, same thing. I went to see him in Orlando, got a shirt, and went to see him in Miami. It was the exact same merch, and then like a week after the tour ended, it's up on the website.
Yeah, I guess
Check the website. There may be something on there. If they didn't do maybe they sold out of the Red Rut specific. No, you were there. So you would be the guy that's allowed to purchase it.
Yeah, but the value in those two shirts was like me walking down drunk, seeing that there's no one in line in the merch, and then running over and getting it, and then surprising Crystal later, like, got some shirts. I stuffed them in my jacket.
Yeah, but if I go to their website now and those shirts are online, does it devalue your shirts? It does.
Yeah,
because anybody can get them. It's like having AI draw the shirts real quick.
But it's like that shirt reminds me of that specific moment in time of that concert there.
It reminds you.
It's like,
Nickelback.
Yeah. But anyway, a lot of other things happened. Grizz got crazy, and I'll tell them all in the medium show.
Yep, he got crazy.
Well, he didn't have his wife there. Everybody else had a wife to keep them under control, and then he disappeared for a while. Anyway, I'll tell that story. Eating nachos with gloves on.
Sometimes you got to eat nachos with gloves on. Sometimes you got to do it.
Puking in the bushes. And there's like a museum down there in Red Rocks too, where like all the
Here
zombies.
You go to puke and eat nachos.
Well, all the zombies that have gotten too intoxicated or on too many drugs, like went to seek refuge in the museum.
Oh
and
my God, the poor museum lady.
And that was where the bathrooms were. So like every time you use the bathroom, you open the door and it was like, there was a whole. It was like a Walking Dead. Like you open the doors.
Chain it.
Everybody's zombie. Like people are laying on the ground. Like like just getting away. People are not dressed appropriately for 20-degree weather.
Well, zombies can't choose that.
Like, and plus, like the locals don't go to Red Rocks. Tourists do. So everybody there is from Texas, California. Like everybody is a tourist. So no one knew how to dress. So like there are people from California, Texas, and there was one guy.
Florida.
There was one.
We're probably the worst as far as dress goes because it's hot as hell here.
Like people were dressed in shoes, jeans, and a hoodie on. It's like you can't dress like 22 degrees.
You got some boots on.
You're gonna get hypothermia. Like it's below freezing.
There's a tequila bar down there supposedly, and a museum, and
that's where the zombies go. Then I lost Crystal down there because her phone died because also it got so cold and I'll tell you.
You had to use your phone on the flight.
That it was decharging our phones.
What?
That's
why you don't buy an EV when it's cold.
That's the thing.
EVs and like the batteries in electric vehicles in the cold. Like if you live in anywhere that's cold, you should not have an electric vehicle. It's dumb.
Really?
Batteries in the cold weather are bad.
They lose charge faster, or it significantly decreases the charge that you have.
Well, you also have to preheat them to charge them, which is counterproductive when you're talking. Yeah, I have to heat my car, essentially the battery, to efficiently charge it.
Like Crystal called, and this goes in, and she'll tell the story, but Crystal called an Uber, and then we're like, we had this whole kind of drunken plan. Like we're going to call the Uber 15 minutes before.
We're going to stick him up and steal his money.
And we're going to run out there and then get in it before.
Steal his car.
Before everybody descends on the Uber area. Anyway, and our phone died because of the cold. And then we got stuck. We were literally the last people out.
Tune in. Last one's out. Afghanistan.
So Daniel, you got some voicemails over the weekend.
From
a listener that we love.
I made a bit, and I kind of have a bone to pick with you, buddy. We have a great listener right under our nose in Concrete Mike, and you've been giving out segments to everybody. We had Business Baby. I don't even know who that person is. You're giving strangers. So I'm going to do a new bit with our buddy Concrete Mike. And it just so happens that all three of his voicemails happen to be about animals. So let's get into it.
I don't want Concrete Mike under my nose.
Oh, what was that?
I don't want Concrete Mike under my nose.
Understood. He's been under many. Here we go.
It's Animal Talk with Concrete Mike,
a.k.a. the Toad King. I've been in other situations with threesomes and stuff, but that was my favorite one. That hot-ass nurse.
Okay, there's our logo, or excuse me, our jingle, rather. This man knows his way around a threesome. First voicemail, Concrete Mike. Here we go.
What's going on, T&D Media? It's Concrete Mike. So I'm listening to the Friday free show with Sam and Ross, and you guys were talking about stomping out and drowning rats.
Animal talk.
I, much like Ross, have zero shame in that game. I have a problem up in Lake County with these southeastern pocket gophers. I will come home, and this son of a bitch will have a 5-gallon bucket's worth of dirt piled up in my yard. And they got an elaborate tunnel system, so I got these special traps that go down into the ground. And I had one, and it was caught by the arm. And I had the heart in me to take my machete in and just chop its skull. So I filled up a 5-gallon water bucket and threw it in there and just let it drown. And in the morning, before I got up to go to work, I just emptied out the water and threw it in the back of my truck. And when I got to the job site, I threw it out and I fed it to a hawk.
Wow.
It's Animal Talk with Concrete Mike.
Okay, there we go. Oh, I got another one. There's the first one. Okay.
Wait, you didn't have the heart to instantly kill it with a machete?
So he drowned it.
So he slowly let it drown in a bucket?
Yeah, do you want to do another one?
All right.
Okay, I don't know. I'm just testing this bit. This may not work. People may not want this.
Have you ever seen a Southeast pocket gopher?
No, I thought he was talking about his penis.
It looks
the
like
Southeast pocket gopher sounds like, right? It sounds like a euphemism.
Is it as big as a regular gopher?
It looks like maybe a little bit smaller than a gopher size, but it looks like that. Remember Kim Possible had a naked mole rat?
I do remember
It looks
that.
exactly like a naked mole rat. They're like they're gross and naked looking.
Shout out Kim Possible.
Yeah,
That was
absolutely.
a solid Disney show.
For sure.
Let's go here.
What's going on, T&D Media? Concrete Mike. You guys talking on the Friday free show with Sam and Ross about hunting dogs and having to put one down every once in a while. Had to do that a couple different times. There was one, this dog must have smelled another female in heat, and he got all spiky, and his little red rocket came out, and it got stuck. And then it ran off into the woods and went through the briars, and all the thorns on the briars ripped his dong up really, really bad.
Same thing happened to my grandpa. I've told this story on the show before.
Bleeding, and it wouldn't go back in. Had to put that dog down. And then I had another dog that got loose.
It seems like you could have maybe bandaged up his little pee-pee for a minute.
No, you can't. You got to blow his brains out.
There's a veterinarian.
No. You can't do it. It's a hunting dog.
Rover, you got a little cut on your penis?
What do you got there? What are you doing? What are you licking? Oh, he's got a cut. Blow his brains out.
They can treat stage 5 cancer.
You can't do it.
I've seen the chemo.
I'm not taking him to Winnie Palmer. It's a hunting dog. I'm not taking my hunting dog to Winnie Palmer.
Into our hog pen overnight, and when I woke up in the morning, all 3 pigs were dead with their ears ripped off and lined up next to each other, laying in the same direction like it was a showcase. It was the creepiest thing, and I put that dog down too. I went and got my rifle and put a round right in his head, man.
It's Animal Talk with Concrete Mike.
We got another one.
I can't take it anymore.
We got another one.
The dog lined the pigs up like a serial killer displaying trophies?
Yes. I didn't listen to that one. I did not vet that one. So I guess the dog was a serial killer, and he lined them up like human sacrifice, like The Cell. Remember that movie, The Cell?
Yeah.
Dogs do.
Vividly. Like that horse that gets
That
sectioned.
was a scary-ass movie.
That was frightening.
Like hunting dogs, and dogs will
present
their
prey,
kill to you as like
better not do the Concrete Mike.
Why'd you he killed the dog on a punishment? It doesn't know.
All right,
it doesn't know right or wrong. But I thought it did good.
To be fair, the next day he took it to the job site and threw it to a hawk, so it was all good.
All right, here's the last one. Animal talk.
Why? You went through that much trouble to feed a hawk.
Did you hand feed
Right.
it?
Yeah, or did you throw it? Did you bring it to the job to throw it away, and then you saw the hawk, or did you like, I'm gonna bring this?
Did you put it in a
mold to
Ziploc
hawk?
bag and write with a Sharpie on the bag, hawk, right? Like you would do in a piece of key lime pie or something for a coworker.
Because I can assure you, a drowned small mammal is one of the most disgusting things you will ever see in your life. Like, to transport it any small distance at all is no mean feat.
It's Animal Talk with Concrete Mike.
If I know Concrete Mike, he just put the drowned, what was it? What did he drown? A rat?
Yeah, the mole
the
gopher.
gopher.
Yeah.
He put it just in his lunchbox with his peanut butter sandwich.
He could have. Tough man. Last one.
All right.
What's going on, T&D Media? It's Concrete Mike. So you guys on the Thursday version of the Friday pre-show was talking about giving pain pills to homeless people on the side of the road.
Will we accept it? Will we accept it?
Does this end with him shooting a homeless guy and feeding it to a
Will we
hawk?
accept that as an animal, homeless?
Yeah.
Will you let us
Yeah,
stand? All right.
they wander the wild.
Ross will let it pass. We'll continue.
I refuse to give them money. I never do. And I don't give stuff to everybody, but every once in a while, if I got a 12-pack of beer in my truck while I'm heading home from work, I will hand one rando a beer while we're sitting at the red light. And like Daniel says, their eyes light up, and they get real happy. You give them a cold beer on a hot day, they're standing out there, and I watched one guy open it up and chug the whole thing in about 4.5 seconds. But anyway, y'all have a good day.
It's Animal Talk with Concrete Mike.
A.K.A. the Toad King. I've been in other situations with threesomes and stuff, but that was my favorite one. That hot-ass nurse.
There we go. All right.
All right, man.
Maybe we'll do it again.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do it again.
See, I do like when you give a homeless person a beer and then they enjoy it in front of you. It's way more
the tribute back to
fulfilling.
you.
Yeah. Hey, rather than
Yeah.
just put it next to the other garbage and like
They'll set it to the
I want-
side, and I'm like, it's getting hot.
I want to see him drink it. That's the whole point.
Well, you could drive by later, though, and it's sad because they will still drink it even when it's hot, and that's sad.
And Concrete Mike obviously does one of my favorite things in the world, which is like hot day's work, driving home, having a rotor beer.
yeah.
There's
Are you
nothing.
roadie?
You
Yeah.
all covered in concrete dust. You've been hot and sweaty all day. You got a 10-minute drive home. Just a little crack,
I mean,
a little
you
beer.
still see guys.
Roadies are great.
Well, this is illegal, right? But you'll still see guys with trucks, especially out on like going out to the airport, that'll have like guys coming back from a job site, and every one of them has a brown bag, and it's open. They're all open.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And nobody's doing anything about it, and I don't think you should. They're in the back. They're fine.
Yeah.
They're, as long as they don't litter, I don't want them throwing them out of the back. That would
Yeah,
be
the
pissed
open
about.
container law is stupid.
But if they're just in the back enjoying the sweet, sweet brown paper Mike's Hard, you know, they got leave them alone.
every vacation I go on, and I know this is like, technically breaking open container law, but like Crystal ain't drinking. She's driving. I'm roading it.
That's how you know he's not lying when he goes, Crystal ain't drinking.
Like, I don't know DUIs here. I'm just saying, like, I'll drink a roadie in the passenger seat. And I
Vacation
understand-
mode activated.
yeah. And I'm not hurting anybody. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
So
What states are there that you can?
Texas.
Texas is the
I may be wrong, but that's what it used to be that way. Where
Okay.
Texas didn't have an open container
No
law.
kidding.
There may be some other states, but like I remember.
Come on, Florida, I can open carry a machine gun to the grocery store, but I can't have a
can.
beer while my wife's
We
driving?
have one of
That's
those
ridiculous.
guys, too. One of those auditors, you
Yeah,
know, the guys
absolutely.
that's like, sorry,
Yeah.
in order to audit the cops, I'm going to have to walk in front of your child's school with a loaded AK. I have to do it.
Do you know how that...
If I don't do it, then I don't know if the cops are doing their job.
You know that like always makes people freak out and stuff?
Yeah.
I have never been more proud of my neighborhood than the other day. Like a man and a woman both walked in with like assault rifles slung over their backs into our neighborhood grocery store. Nobody even batted an eye. It was just like, go about your business, you dumbass. I was so proud of my neighborhood. Like no big deal was made about it. It was
it's
just
like,
like,
oh,
look at these,
them,
look
at
at these idiots. What are you going to do? Repel an invasion of Publix? Get out of here.
There's cops with full ARs in the airport now. Which is a little different than it used to be. Like I walked by a cop last night out on the way out, and it's jarring a little bit. Where you're like, oh, he was just like cop.
Well, he looked at you. He's like, "Hey, cop," and you look at him. You're like, "Hey, cop."
Or just like full AR, tactical, and you're just like, whoa.
I remember going to Germany in the 90s and the same thing. You'd see a security guard with an assault rifle, and you'd be like, wow, they take it seriously over here.
Yes.
And then 9/11, and we got it too.
Yeah. In Europe, it was like that a lot. But
Okay, Kara says, and I don't know if this is the case, but we could probably do a whole show on this. Kara says that Mississippi is the only state that allowing the driver to drink while driving.
Oh, wow.
As long as they're not intoxicated.
So you could just be like do a little, you could tiny sip it.
Yeah. Because like if you're on your way
micro
home,
sips. You could do micro sips on the way back from the school.
You could all of us could have one beer and not blow over.
Absolutely.
So you're not technically driving intoxicated. You're under the legal limit.
Yeah.
And it's like, what
I think I would like, if that were the case, I would probably have a beer.
My dad drove while drinking beer. I never saw him. Well, I mean, maybe on the weekends. I never saw him. Like, he didn't do it when he went to work.
Right.
But it was like on the weekends when he would go out to Everglades or whatever, he'd go on family vacations. He'd drive and drink all the way up to Orlando. With the cooler the whole time.
I still remember this. My dad wasn't much of a taking a drink somewhere kind of guy because he was more of a whiskey guy. Mm-hmm. So he'd like to get to the place and have the drink, right? But I can remember driving with tons of friends' dads who would just openly be holding a white label Budweiser while they're driving me somewhere. Yeah. And it was no big... my mom puts me in the van, the guy's having a beer, and we drive down the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I vividly remember these
Could you imagine taking other people's kids and openly drinking and driving? And then the parents dropping you off. And they're like, hey! You're like, you cheers them against the window?
Yeah, we went to a baseball game. We went to Hooters afterwards. You know what I mean? Like, nobody said anything. Nothing.
My grandpa lived on top of the hill. There was a bar at the bottom of the hill. We'd stop on the way down, get him a Boilermaker, go out, do stuff, come back, Boilermaker on the way back up the hill.
I still have a Boilermaker. I love that.
Real quick, before you played drums with Fritz.
Oh, yeah. Real quick. Over the week, that's kind of interesting. He's doing that. When we had him in here, he was talking about the Greek mythology.
Yeah.
Greek mythologist. Album that he's doing on Spotify. You can look it up. Well, he had a song that he's like, I want you to play on the song. Man, I got the bug for that. I haven't done that in a minute, but I came over to his house. I rode my scooter over, my 1959 Vespa that's all electric now. I rode it over there. I probably won't be doing that again. We can talk about that for a second. I'll go back to the drumming. The drumming was awesome. I played some congas. I played an African hand drum. I played a talking drum for the first time, one of those ones that you hit. It's like, boom, boom.
Oh.
Hold on, what is that? What that goes boom?
Yeah, like you hit it. Okay, there's it's the talking drum. It's got two skin heads on the side of it, and then the way the rim around the skin of the head is kind of loosely fitted with these pieces of nylon rope that are woven on the outside, the exterior of the drum. So think of a drum that's got these long lines coming all the way down. If you push the lines down with your hands, it pulls tighter in the drum, which forces it to go higher in pitch because you're making the tension on the drum head tighter.
Okay, all right.
So it goes.
Okay, all right.
I'm basically, me and Fritz are basically Orlando's Paul Simon at this point. I'm playing African drums. I'll put some pictures up later. I'll put some pictures in the BDM group of me over there playing in his studio. But if you haven't checked out his album, it's super fun. I'd never played the talking drum before. That was awesome. And I want to record music again. I think I want to do more of it.
Yeah, you should do it, dude.
He was showing me, kind of broke my heart a little bit, and this is what I wanted to kind of talk about. So I bought, I'm waiting on this pedal steel guitar. I'll probably be waiting another year before I even get it. But the Mullen Corporation, very, very small company that is making this pedal steel guitar, the namesake of the company, Del Mullen, passed away. So it really kind of put a wrinkle in getting this handmade pedal steel guitar.
Yeah, I heard he killed one of Concrete Mike's pigs or something.
Yeah, he had a dust up with him. He ran into the wrong guy. So, but Fritz is over there. I'm checking out his studio. He's a beautiful home studio with all kinds of great. Shout out to him and his wife Darcy. They're just wonderful, wonderful people. But he's this beautiful home studio and all this kind of stuff. And he's like, oh, check this out. I put pedal steel guitar on this song. So the song that I'm actually playing guitar on has pedal steel guitar, and it's literally just him with a keyboard playing it perfectly. Huh. And he has this plug-in that there'd be no way to differentiate it. Like maybe a true pedal steel guitar player could tell that some of the licks don't sound right.
Yeah,
but
it's
wild.
Listener,
It's wild how good it is.
Yeah,
And he was doing all of that. He was playing banjo on it. Yeah, it's super fun, man. But that's the first time in probably over 20 years that I've been in a studio to record something musically instead of recording something like talk or comedy.
Yeah.
Like serious, like without like, hey, you got to crap out a funny Sublime song about hog cranking. Yeah, you know, like that's different.
Pretend like that drum's me farting.
Yeah. Well, make a boner. Yeah, do a Tom voice.
Everything's a joke.
On Frontier Airline again in the snow. Oh, crap it out. It was weird. It was kind of weird to sit there and actually play music. Another thing I noticed since I haven't done it in over 20 years is that I felt the need, like I almost was too, because in here when I'm doing like a song, I'm like, go, you got to get fast, you got to work fast.
Yeah.
That's not what we were doing. So it was like too edgy. I needed to relax. And I was like, we'd play, I was playing like this little, it looks like a little, it's a little wooden box that has chimes on the front of it, and you use your thumbs to play tones. And I was putting these little tones on there and using this beautiful Neumann microphone to record it. And it was like, I was like, after I would record a little bit of it, I was like, is that good? Okay, on to the next thing. And he's like, chill out, dude. What are you doing?
Yeah, like, I gotta get these fart jokes out.
Yeah, I gotta crap out my...
gotta get this garbage out. It doesn't matter. On the next one. It's all garbage anyway.
Exactly.
I'll be dead soon. Just record it and S it out.
It's all garbage. I'll be dead soon. Exactly. A kalimba. Thank you, Kupo J. Yeah, I was playing a kalimba, and we had to change it. But anyway, I want to do more of that, so maybe I will actively get to do more of that. Going back to the scooter. If you ride a motorcycle, if you ride an e-bike like our good friend Ross McCoy of the Orlando Talk Show, if you ride a motorcycle around Orlando, God bless you, because it's the most dangerous thing I've ever seen in my life. Like riding midday Saturday to go meet Fritz at noon was it's probably the most dangerous thing I'll do in the next year.
Yeah.
It was crazy dangerous, man. And I wear a helmet. And I abide by, I put my foot down and I stop at all things. I don't take chances on anything, but it's just nobody is paying attention in their cars. At this point, we need full self-driving because somebody needs to pay attention.
By the way, if someone rams you, that helmet, I mean,
nothing,
I know.
Nothing. It'll break all my teeth out. It's just, no.
Well, it will protect your brain to a certain extent, but you're getting, like, changed forever.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to get changed forever.
No novelty check won't matter at all. There's no amount of money.
Your brain will be found locked in a broken body.
Like, already broken. I think about that too, about how much easier for me to brake. I'm on this scooter with two brand new hips. Although it does feel better to ride, I'll tell you that.
I mean, part of it's titanium. If it's the titanium part, you're arguably better off.
Yeah.
That's true. It's like my towing hitch.
Yeah. Like that part will be fine. The rest, a whole bad.
Yeah.
Mangled. Yeah. And the problem is, no matter if it's even the perception of danger, and maybe it's not as dangerous as you think it is, living your life like that is not enjoyable. Where if you're riding down the street on the shoulder and every car that passes you, you're thinking like, hey, the next one's gonna change my life forever. You know, it takes a little bit of the enjoyment out of riding a motorcycle out. You know, it's like our city didn't set it up for this.
No,
like when I was in Denver, there's bike only lanes and like people riding bikes and like Golden. We spent like some time in Golden, like a little town there, and like there's people biking everywhere in their own lane, and their own path. And then I'm like, man,
it's just way safer.
What an awesome feeling to be in your own path and not having to think about getting annihilated and changed forever and never being the same person.
Yeah. We have somebody in the chat room, a really heart-wrenching story about our husband, and I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I was definitely like, well, I'll get this thing home and I'll clean it up. I'll pump the tires up and maybe it'll sit for a little bit as I tinker and polish it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll buy it from you soon.
You want to buy it?
All right, all right. I'm too dumb to be afraid.
Oh, I got last thing before we get out of here. A pack of teens. I can only, like, young teens, the little boys that have the Surons that do wheelies everywhere.
Yeah.
They came up beside me on the way back from Fritz's house. They came up beside me, and I'm like, oh, crap, here we go. They're going to push me over and bully me. No, they loved me. They welcomed me because I had music playing, a punk rock playing.
Oh, yeah. And you have an electric bike.
And they were like,
you're old man electric.
They're like, will it wheelie? And I was like, yeah, it'll wheelie. They're like, come on, old man, wheelie. And I did wheelie. I missed my chance. They're like, oh, come on, you pussy.
Oh, you should have raced them. I think that thing could maybe.
I mean, I don't know.
It's fast as hell,
but it's heavy compared to what they got.
Yeah,
they got all aluminum, 1959. I got an old chubby checker.
Just knock them over.
I got an old fat chubby checker.
All right, we gotta get out. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with more corporate time. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Joe from Fairfield Megastores here. How you doing, Joe? So, Joe, an event's happening tomorrow, Wednesday night, called Wildflowers After Dark. Tell us about it.
Sure. Well, it's fun. We talk about our parties and stuff all the time. But
yeah.
this is a ladies' night.
Okay.
This is actually being thrown in Sanford, so it's not Orlando. It's a little more low-key and specifically directed at the ladies. And when I say low-key, that doesn't mean that any ladies' night should be basic. So we are doing it Fair Villa style. We have a champagne and macaroon bar. We have some spectacular women that are coming to speak into your life.
Okay.
Including our fabulous neighbor. She's actually our guest of honor, Colette Jane Fair. Yes,
right.
we're going to be doing a little Oprah style, getting into, and I've been listening to her book on Audible, and it's really fascinating. It's not just relationship, it's how we communicate through or don't communicate through conflict in our lives in every situation. So really, if you could just drop by for 20 minutes, it's going to be a great conversation. I'm really excited to ask her some stuff.
I'm more than halfway through it, and a lot of it seems like she is addressing, it seems like avoidance comes up more often than not.
I mean,
right?
And I'm listening going, it happens in every relationship. It can drive family members apart because there becomes a conflict and then you just don't talk about it. And the next thing you know, 6 years have gone by.
Do you get a lot of couples that come to you guys at Fair Villa that, do you get the trope of the we're here to spice things up? Do you still get that?
100%.
Is that the number one still that you get? Because it used to be when we first started working with Fair Villa, when I first started working with them, I'm going to start just telling people how long I've been here because now it's a badge of honor.
Yes.
30 years of working with Fair Villa. Like it's standing on Bill Murphy's RV bus as he had a guy from Epcot making me a margarita in the back of his bus. Like
that tracks.
He rolled a different way, with Julie Ashton.
Yeah.
Google the porn star Julie Ashton.
Yeah.
I'm hanging out with Julie Ashton. I got Jill Kelly on the bus. Google her too. I'm drinking margaritas. We're talking about sexual wellness. It's a different time.
Yeah, it was a different
Where
time.
was I? Sorry, I blacked out for a second.
Well, you were talking about Fair Villa's been around for 30 years.
So the trope was
spicing things up.
The kind of thing was like, hey, if your marriage, and it's been on every show. Is the couple, it's not good anymore. We got to spice it up. We got to get either a dildo or a wig, right?
Or, the things in between. But we did hear that. I have to tell you a story. We were actually just doing a store tour. We were in East Palatka, and our manager up there, hey, Melissa, our manager up there actually told a story about a 78 and 81-year-old man and woman who had just got married, and their very first stop before they even hit the lakefront hotel was Fair Villa. And they're like, we don't even know what we're doing here, but we want to have fun tonight. We want to have a good time. And so she spent a couple hours just partying with these people who, again, 78 and 81 want to keep it spicy. I was like, Lord, let that be.
And they
me.
got enough money for a Simeon.
Yeah.
They can do it. They can cash out their 401. Just what do you want? Any wedge you want.
What you need.
And, I can spend $1,000 on one if I want to.
Right?
No, you can't.
But another fun thing that we noticed, again, when we were doing the story tour, one of the things we continue to sell out of is stripper poles. And believe it or not, it's for two fabulous reasons.
Can we talk about this?
Sure, okay. I would love to.
Like, you have different kinds, right? Because because you can get one where you can stud mount it, or you can get one that I feel like is almost like a shower curtain where it's
mobile.
tension mounted.
Yeah,
you screw it in.
And the tension mounted ones are. I'm not a fan. Stud it in or nothing.
They're not for everyone.
You got to
I need to take it out when my grandma comes by.
No. Well, but still, okay.
But
how do I say this politely? I don't want no broomsticks swinging around there. I like them full figured. I want some ass, and I need that pole to be able to hold some ass.
Okay.
And if you got some 72-pound woman flying around there, that ain't gonna cut it for old Danny because I like to be smothered. So I'm going to need a bigger stud it in the wall. I need a stud on the wall.
I got to take it out when my boss comes
You have to get your drill. You have to get your drill. It'll take you 30 minutes.
No, then he's going to look up and he's like, what's been drilled in here?
No, you go to Home Depot and you get a lamp and you put it in there like
fan cap.
Fan cap. There he knows. He's one step.
Fan cap.
He was one step ahead of me.
He's done this before.
You know why they call it? They call him horny Home Depot. He's one step ahead of me.
We love our DIY guys. We love them. Yeah.
But see, the whole chat agrees with me. Everybody's saying you got to get the stud in the wall because if you just get the tension mounted stripper pole, you're only going to have skinny girls on the stripper pole. And no offense, I like all body styles, but I need the ass on the pole.
All right,
I will say
SBK would agree with me too. Baby Lack would agree with me. Anybody that was a strip club DJ would agree with me. You need ass on the pole.
I will say that the new ones are designed for a little bit more booty than the ones that were previously.
Okay, because I have seen them fall down, and there's whole threads on YouTube where you can watch people killing themselves.
1,000%. And a lot of those people are using shower curtain rods as a digit pole. So don't do that. You want to come to a place like Fairville and get a good one.
There you go. Get a good one.
I just thought of something. I was in line at Fun Spot the other day. And I was just minding my own business.
You're thinking stripper poles.
No.
Oh, man, I'm gonna get the one here.
There was a mom that was also in line at Fun Spot, and she was like kind of resting against one of the line stanchions that's like a pole with a, and then she was just resting, and her butt cheeks
were hitting the pole. Now you see my vision. You see my vision.
I was like, oh my god! And it was like,
this is what I was talking about.
She had mega butt.
Yeah, mega butt.
That's all. It's a Fun Spot, so it draws a certain crowd. But I was like, oh my god!
Yeah.
I've never seen that. I was
Some butts look better on poles than. Yeah, some
it's like a butt bra.
Yeah. I have no offense to skinny, flat asses, but not as good on the pole.
So, Joe,
the pole needs some ass.
So my point about the pole, though, is that people are getting them women are enjoying them, not just to spice things up, but also for wellness. There's an exercise. Yeah, there's a sensuality. There's a movement. And as we get older, there's that flexibility we're talking about.
Sure.
So one of the things that we're covering tomorrow night, it's really, the people that are going to be in the room are spectacular.
That's awesome. And I like that
I keep going,
you have like some crazy stuff. You have some little wilder stuff. You have some educational stuff. You have some serious stuff, relationship stuff.
So good. Yeah. So we have an author. We have a pelvic floor specialist, which is also really spectacular for all
I know Corey from Core Floor.
Well, this one I think we have
the pelvic floor. And women.
Sorry, he's half listening.
Yeah. I've heard of this. That there's a lot of pelvic floor issues, especially after you give birth.
Correct.
And
postpartum reconstruction is a big deal, and we can handle a lot of that naturally, but it's not something that a lot of people are talking about. So we have a really cool person that's coming that's going to be educational. You'll be able to look at tools that support even the way that you can do this relationally. You can handle, it's an issue that can be handled together when there's good communication, which is why all of these people really matter in a woman's life right now. And I mean, men are welcome. We appreciate the attendance and the support, but this is really conversation that has to do with how women are dealing with sexuality and sensuality through the aging process, and not just through all aging processes, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, and so on and so forth.
What do you know about pelvic floor?
Okay,
here's what I know. I know last night I was doing a little tongue and groove. Hey, hold on. Comedy.
Luxury final point joke.
We're
right here. Terrazzo.
We also have somebody talking
Hots
about
and Pfeffer Incorporated.
Okay, wait, I want the beer thing now. I'm on it.
Well, I was doing
Lorraine and Shirley.
Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah, I was on the thing.
Yeah, there you go.
But also, so pelvic floor specialists, we have somebody that's going to be talking about breath work. We're doing a disco style sound bath with aromatherapy.
Cool.
Like, let's just bring it. And the mood of this entire event is set to literally your free spirit. It's called Wildflowers After Dark because we can be whoever we want to be, but then who are we when the world's not looking? And this is for those conversations, which is really fun.
I know what Tom is when no one's looking. I see him in there. I see him in the bathroom. He's got his shirt off. He's running his hand up and down his ass.
Right, but it's going to be beautiful.
Cranking himself.
It's going to be beautiful. If you like the moon, it's like, think Bridgerton After Dark.
Okay.
Right?
I like
That's
that.
kind of where we're going.
Big pantaloons, ladders.
There's a doctor coming in that's going to be talking about sexual peptides.
Okay.
I
didn't that's a thing.
Yeah, that's such a thing. Like, look, we're biohacking in all directions right now. We're GLP-ing, we're taking shots, I'm on the train, I play, like people are taking and the reason peptides are being taken by athletes, right? The whole Wolverine stack. Like, we can heal our body in amazing ways. We can also do that when it comes to our libido. And so there's a doctor that's going to be talking about like how, and you can add it to what you're already taking. It's pretty.
I may or may not be on the Wolverine stack.
Listen, all right,
no one
give me that stack. No. You don't know about it.
Call Dr. Powers.
No, you got to call Dr. Andrea.
Yeah. Dr. Powers got sexual peptides. I'm going to text him.
Yeah, he should it
Don't
right?
do that.
He does. He's
Don't do
got
what
it.
if that ruins our relationship? When she's like, sexual what?
Yeah, by the
What if
way-
it's like, you pervert, and you delete your number?
Also, my pimp name.
Well, look, we're designed.
Hey, baby, it's me, sexual peptides. Ooh, you want some
see the
sexual
t-shirt.
peptides, baby? Ow, sexual peptides.
Sexual peptides, right? Don't miss it.
So okay,
Yeah.
we need to talk to Colette about this.
You're rattled.
So
You're legitimately horny rattled, aren't you?
No.
Yes, you are. You got some
I'm
pin
telling-
up. Did you not make love on your Sublime trip? You needed to make love. You're pin
There's
up.
a bunch of
You're
people in
pin
the
up.
room.
I mean,
It's an Airbnb.
Joe's got you horny crazy.
I don't think it's racist.
So let's talk about communication, and because like obviously from doing Love Thy Neighbor with Colette for so long, we learned that it's like communication is everything with your spouse, and I'm curious to the communication when it comes to sex. I feel like that's very rarely talked about between couples, and
I think you hit the nail on the head. It's the worst. I bet it's
Yeah.
the worst
And-
lane of communication.
And then you end up doing the same thing you've always done
Yeah.
for 20
Yeah.
years,
Yeah.
and you don't even know if that's what your spouse wants or likes or what
you're not
more they
talking
can do.
about it.
Yeah, because you're just like you never talk about it.
Because you feel embarrassed to talk about it because you're talking about things that it's weird. If somebody says like, "Hey, I don't really like that. I like this instead," and
Yeah.
you kind of like
You're
I don't know.
embarrassed.
Yeah, you're
People get embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like people get embarrassed by their kinks, even though they're perfectly innocent. Like
Do tell. Go on. You sound
Well,
like you
just
have something on your chest, sir.
Let's just say
Clear the room.
Let's just say you did have a kink, right, or Joe? All right,
Yeah,
let's
say,
deal with this.
Yeah, let's say you have a
Listen,
cake.
But
Yeah.
let's say it's not perfectly innocent. Let's say and no, it's innocent, but it could be considered, embarrassing
Taboo.
or taboo. Yeah,
Yeah.
taboo.
Or it's got some
all right.
shame
Tab-
attached
yeah,
to
We
it.
just got a drunk in the bear. Oh yeah, we're on the right course. We're on the right course.
All the taboo
Taboo
too.
one, taboo two. I know. Yeah, I know what you're
There's a lot
talking
of
about.
taboo. There's pure taboo, which is a whole series.
Did you
Flashback.
Have you gone to Taboo 5, the young generation?
Yeah. And so
Taboo 5's pretty good.
Yeah. Sometimes there's a therapist involved. She's taboo.
The original Taboo 1 at the ending, where it's the mom and the aunt, I'm like, too far. I'm like, that's a lot.
Yeah. Wait, is this your sister or your?
And he fell
your
asleep.
brother's
He falls
wife?
asleep in a beanbag chair, and the aunt's like, "Well, go on, pull it out." And I'm
Okay,
like,
yeah, I love that
"Whoa,
one."
my God!" I'm like, "He's in a beanbag chair," which, by the
Something
way,
I missed on Netflix.
made me want to go get a beanbag chair.
Yeah.
Now that I can see.
I was like, I'd never still be asleep.
Me either. That's
Is that called like a cuck chair? Is that what it's called?
a cuck chair.
A cuck chair?
No, it's a beanbag chair. This
No.
wasn't.
But I mean, isn't that okay? So that's like the art of watching, right?
Yeah.
Right, and there's like a chair specifically with a name, a cuck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
gonna
have to Google it now.
You're over there in the shadows.
This is Tom's fantasy.
You're over there in the shadows, Joe, smoking a
yeah,
cigarette.
this guy's a
In your chair.
Yeah, in
this
the
is
chair.
Charlie Cuck chair. Yeah.
By the way, I need glasses. I need to be closer. Too far. I can't see anything. It's too dark.
Come over here.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Yeah.
My eyes are better to see you with, my dear.
I
You're
need
like
to
an
get-
old wolf.
I need to get like a foot away.
flashlight.
Yeah, I'm like, oh wow. Back to communicating what
sure.
you want. So say you have
Yeah.
you're into
Say
something.
you drag out your old cuck chair and you pull it in the center of the room and you want to tell your wife, like, hey, can we use the cuck chair tonight?
Yeah. Well,
right?
that's way too complicated. Then you're hiring some the bull.
Well, have you and your
Where
wife...
do you go, bulls.com? who knows where to find them?
Have your
you don't
wi-
want to go Craigslist. That's
Too dangerous.
But that's where you think you should go.
I think the simplest sentences can sometimes be the hardest to say. Right? So literally we're talking 5 to 6 words here. Like
Me want cuck chair.
or hey, here's literal honestly not I wouldn't have gone that way.
That's pretty simple, Joe.
Yeah, but I feel like it's in the delivery, you know what I'm saying? And the me want situation might make it a little awkward.
Baby want cuck chair.
Yeah.
Go, go,
Yeah.
gaga.
Okay, well, and we just threw 3 different taboo situations into one. But again, something like, I'd like it if you spanked me. That's a few. But do you see how
his head would fly off if Crystal said that to him?
No, I'll do anything.
I know you would do anything.
How exciting would you? How,
oh my!
Like,
oh
you,
yeah!
right?
Are you crazy? He'd run. If she said, "Go out,"
let's do it.
She said, if she said to him, "Hey, if you go outside right now and run around the block your fastest time you've ever done, I'll let you spank me." He would beat his time by 30 seconds. It'd be the fastest thing he's ever seen him do.
Question,
He'd drag his foot down the block until it fell off.
All right, ladies, listen to what's happening right now, because what's very exciting is that as willing as you were, why are we finding it so difficult to say sentences like that? Why do you think it's so hard for a woman to say?
I don't know.
The cost of quiet, right? So if we are
because it's awkward and we feel like he feels like if he says he wants to drag out his cuck chair to Crystal, that she's going to say no, that's stupid, and you're stupid for thinking that.
Yeah. Then she could be like, "What? You are a weirdo."
So how do we?
You're weird.
You disgust me.
How do you create a safe space for that conversation? Then, I mean, don't you want them to be able to come to you with whatever they want?
Well, my plan is
his plan is to hide under the cuck chair and then pop out.
Yeah.
My plan is to take her to Olive Garden.
Right. Okay, I like this. Hold on, walk me through this. So you start at Olive Garden.
Yeah. We go
what do you
there.
get? Tour of Italy.
Yeah.
Two tours of Italy.
Yeah.
And a Bellini.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
And then you start the conversation.
Yeah. And you hold her hand. You do that move. You ever held
across the table?
You ever held your wife's hand across the table?
I've never done that.
Yeah. Try that.
And
that one's free. That one's free.
And then I start explaining, like, have you
I
ever...
have a chair that I love.
First, I'll ask AI. Ask AI how to explain to my wife I want a cook chair. Because I've started asking everything, and it tells me how to do it.
But I feel like if we simplified it rather than I feel like we're already over communicating. Like the first thing is, I have something I'd like to talk to you about. There's something I'm interested in. Are you willing to listen?
But I think she's going to get real nervous.
I think it's a setup. It's a setup.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the cuck chair? Have you ever heard of it? Can we try it?
Okay, I've got it. I asked. I'm now.
That's a lot of words.
Let me see if I can get this to speak this to you.
Oh no!
Hold on here. How do you get this thing to talk?
It had a British accent, though.
Yeah, it did before. Hold on. Give me a second.
Speaking of British accent, that's where we actually have been exploring this topic a lot. So we joined the people, the gentleman from Fish and Brits, who we just love and adore. We're having so much fun with them. But and it's Fairville University actually helping British people who avoid this topic at all costs be able to get comfortable with having sexual communication in a dry.
That's
relationship.
actually
the Brits are.
Yeah.
No sex, please.
Yeah.
We're British. That was an old.
They like to have it. They just don't want to talk about it. That's for sure. So it's been Colette's book has really been kind of helping us educate as well how to really kind of dive into. Okay, what you got?
Here
ready?
I got it. Here we go. I asked ChatGPT how does Tom breach the conversation to his wife Crystal about the fact that he wants a cuckold chair.
Okay, cuckold. There we go.
It's loading. It has to load. Everything has to load. My God. Loading.
Well, how much does
it's a long answer. It's a long answer.
He probably shouldn't open with, "I want a cuck chair."
Oh, God.
That's a fast way to turn a normal conversation into a record scratch moment. If he actually wants to bring it up without blowing things up, it needs to be framed as curiosity, not a demand, and definitely not labelled in the most loaded way possible.
Loading.
Here's the smarter way to approach it. Start with the why, not the label. "Hey, I've been thinking about ways to mix things up a little." Keep it about connection, curiosity, or adding something new, not a specific kink term.
Okay.
Use plain language instead of internet terminology. I think it could be kind of exciting to watch you. Be a little more visual, change the dynamic a bit.
Good
Okay,
sentence.
I like that.
The phrase cuck chair carries a ton of baggage that might not match what he actually means. Make it a conversation, not a pitch. Is that something you'd ever be open to talking about? Give her space to react honestly without pressure. Be ready for a hard no. This is one of those ideas that lands very differently depending on the person. If she's not into it, pushing it will backfire fast.
All right. There you go.
There's one thing I didn't like his advice that keep away from pitches. I love a good pitch.
Yeah, He's going to give her 3 options. Option 1 is cuck chair with bull. Option 2 is just standard cuck chair. And option 3 is virtual cuck chair where you're on Zoom cucking it out.
Yeah. Then there's an element where I hide in the closet. I've seen that one before.
Yeah.
I hide the bull does that, but if he finds out, he may get violent. He knows I'm in there. So,
For the record, we're not talking about this at Ladies' Night, y'all.
None of this will be on
We're
the
enjoying
menu.
this conversation, but...
What if someone brings it up?
A woman. Why wouldn't a woman like to watch?
Do you know every time I'm in a closet, I think I pretend I'm R. Kelly watching that. Remember I loved that video where he's like
trapped in the closet.
She's in the closet, put the Beretta.
So speaking of that, we were talking about Nikki Glazer.
Yeah.
Recently has talked about that on a podcast that she may enjoy knowing that her husband or significant other, boyfriend, is with another woman, and that kind of makes her get excited.
Yeah.
And so, but it seems like that society doesn't believe it's real. Even though, of course, it's real.
Well,
Men have it.
I don't believe it.
Well, it could be, because there could be an element of, marketing and making her be more likable amongst men because she's a female comedian, and that it could be marketing, but it does exist. You've seen it before,
So
right?
two things. Number one, Nikki
I've seen the
Glazer
videos.
has been voted one of the 100 most influential in People magazine right now.
Yeah.
So
she's very
conversation
hot.
like this, again, we've got somebody who's super influential at the top of their game, having
very-
an honest conversation.
Very hot.
Second of all, you know what the number one selling genre of literature is right now? Smut.
Okay, all right.
Smut. They're reading it while you're sitting next to them mowing the lawn. They're having all these thoughts and feelings because they're written down right now. Women are enjoying a brand new thought process. There's a whole new revolution happening, and they want to enjoy it within the safety of their relationship. That's the thing. We're not, it's not as if there's a revelation to just go get strange. I really want to deepen the connection that draws out. I saw a meme the other day, and this was quite amazing, but it says the more a man respects her, the more she'll let him disrespect her.
Okay, all right.
Wait, what does that mean? Explain that to a man that respects no women.
Okay. I'm joking. And you have no chance.
I'm joking around. I'm having
But that's
fun.
the idea. When a woman feels safe, there is a lot of opportunity there that is untapped. But the challenge is getting to that safety spot in the beginning, which is why communication and self-confidence, feeling good about your pelvis, feeling good about stress. Women carry so much stress that is actually cellular. And when they say they have a headache and can't, they really sometimes cellularly can't because they don't have that libido function. They don't have the hormones moving. They don't have the things processing that would make things funner, right? Which is why packets of travel foil support is important.
Yep, yeah. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, my God, I don't know what
I'm not even trying to figure it out.
She may have just started a war of some sort. Lube.
Lube.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, it also why men
There's always time.
are confused about whoa, why not? I'm ready all times.
Be ready now.
No matter what could happen, if we into the world asteroid, whatever, I'll take it.
That's pretty sexy, right?
I mean,
As the asteroid's coming down, it's like, hold on, I want to time this.
yeah. One more time.
Yeah.
One more time.
I want to time this as the flames melt my eyes out.
I'd be too scared to do it.
Yeah, I would be too. I'd be terrified. I'd be crying. I can't get a boner when I'm crying. That's true. I've tried.
And now we expect women to react when they've been crying.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? See, that's a perfect example.
It's true. It's a double standard. It's not fair. It's not fair at all.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was going to say sometimes the conversation can start just by going to Fair Villa and walking around.
I think it makes it
looking.
easier. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
it rips the Band-Aid off in a fun way.
Yeah.
Because your store's set up to be very... and I've done this. I've actually done this with Andrea where we're just like, hey, no kid, you want to swing through?
Sure.
Hey,
Make it a game.
Let's swing through and walk around and see what's new. And there's always something new because, I don't know, 10,000, 30,000 products. I don't know how many.
16,000 square feet.
Yeah, thousands of products.
Our SKUs are 5-6 digits. It's a lot.
The biggest.
But I'll tell you what's hot again, to remove some of the stuff. A lot of the thing is fun, and what's really hot as we come into the new season is fruit.
That's a trend right now?
There's a huge trend, and we're going to be launching so much of it. Fruit is a big deal, but also right now we're in the season. I'm good and sunburned from Jeep Week, and I took a smut book. I mean, to be able to, women are exploring that in their mind right now. Men would serve well to support that because there's a group. Ask them about what they're reading. That's a great entry.
We have a lot of listeners that have mentioned that they've read spicier books. I know there's also a contingent of women that even like maybe the gateway to get into that was the curiosity around the gay hockey show, Heated Rivalry.
It started a smut trend?
No, but the book is very sexy. Like it's a extremely spicy book.
Okay.
And there are groups of women that like I don't even think they are gay or even identify as gay, but just
are into it.
They're rooting for these male like gay characters to succeed, and they're into that world, you know. And
you remember the L Word? Do you remember? Was it like Cinemax? It was like the first.
It went on for a while.
Yeah, there was a man version. I can't remember that, but I was into the L Word.
I remember that.
Before I, you couldn't help but be like Shane. I mean, it was just they were something.
It's interesting
but book talk is a real thing.
Yeah,
Let's talk about fruit and vegetables and sex. I have this whole theory. Okay, all right.
I'm so excited.
Well, you guys have made no bones about it. The Vans have been a banana family forever.
Okay. So here's what I'm confused
They're a
about.
hardcore banana family.
So
we have a toy for you.
No, we're cucumber. The Dennises are straight cucumber.
So for years,
astringent, it's healthy.
For years, it's been the trope that for all sexual education, for like in schools and like classes, and like when you have some educator up there explaining about how to put on a condom or whatever, the banana was used.
Yeah. We still use them in our oral 101 class.
That's why I got Andrea pregnant. I put the condom on the banana.
So then it was always the banana.
New question.
From the movies, the TV shows, the jokes about the banana, the school, like sex ed classes, it's always the banana. Mm-hmm. Then somehow the eggplant came in, right? And then the eggplant took over the digital banana, right? And then so no one used.
Oh my God, the eggplant is the digital banana.
There. So then why not?
And you can't put a condom on an eggplant.
So that's the part.
Why? But why
you
not?
Can, but I mean,
they were smaller eggplants.
Are there? I've never seen a slender eggplant.
You can make a water balloon.
Japanese eggplants.
Hold
that's
on.
real.
You can fill a condom like a water balloon, huge, like it'll fit over there.
What Joe said. Joe said Japanese eggplants are smaller, and my shoes blew off. I have to leave now. Officially, whenever my shoes get blown off by someone else saying something, I have to leave the show.
So my question is to society,
Jesus, Joe.
Why didn't digital banana
be a blessing.
make it? Why wasn't there a digital banana
Is
with
there
the water
banana
squirts?
Emoji? No, the water squirt you add yourself. That's two emojis, sir.
But I'm saying when we
Hold on, let me see.
I love that they go together in your mind, though. That's
but he's right.
No, but
he's like we grew up in middle school, high school. The banana was
1,000%.
always the fake penis.
Sure.
Then we get into digital world, and everybody's like, no, you can't use a banana for a penis. It's an eggplant. I get what you're saying.
I feel like there is a banana, and
There's
now
gotta
I
be
feel
a
bad
banana.
about it.
But the popular and the universal signal of that is eggplant, and we have settled on that.
It's because it's open. It's because it's an open banana. That's why you can't use it. You can't use it. It's open.
I feel like I have to find reason to use it.
It's open.
The banana that one mistake by banana.
That one by emoji.
No, but that is the reason you don't use it, because nobody's penis has peels.
You're right.
I'm being serious. That's clinical.
And I was going to say, and if they do, consult help.
If they would have made the text message, the emoji banana without
no
the peels,
just a whole banana. A whole banana.
That would have been the signal, and that it would have been a different timeline, and that one mistake.
We may not even have this show.
It
would change the world. Everything would be different.
Which also
sliced bread, it's a whole situation.
Accelerate the eggplant industry was on the downfall for years.
It was.
And then
Italy was the only people keeping eggplants popular.
Do you know I always have an eggplant in my fridge, and not for the reason that you might.
I didn't say that.
Huge fan of Ratatouille.
I always have a banana in my fridge. Touche.
Anyway, all right.
Okay, we figured it out.
I love this show.
We figured we love you. We love you. So all right, so let's plug.
So ladies' night.
Wildflowers After Dark, ladies' night. Ladies that are listening in the show, if you want to come and and have a good time and be a part of these very special Fair Villa Megastore events. What's the easiest way for people to do this? It's tomorrow, right?
Absolutely. Tomorrow, Sanford, 7 to 9, our Sanford location on Reinhardt by the Walmart. Also, dress cute because Ashley Jane Boudoir Photography is going to be doing mini photo shoots. Have a glass of champagne, eat a cookie, learn something, meet a friend. It'll be fabulous.
There you go.
Yeah.
By the way, the cucumber industry got screwed. The carrot industry, because I know a carrot's pointy, but they make some big, girthy carrots.
I'm sorry,
Nobody
sir.
wants a carrot.
Carrots have already been taken by the snowman world.
They also can cause pelvic health issues. Think.
How?
Sir?
Well, I peel mine. I peel my carrots. I also put vinegar on them like a pumpkin to keep them from turning. Do you do that with your vegetables?
I feel like no.
All my sex vegetables get a vinegar treatment so they don't turn. Because you got to be careful with the pH. Ladies' pH is delicate.
I do love the way you're thinking right now. That
also,
is very true.
after I'm done using all of our veggies, Andrea makes me powder all of them and put them back in their silicone bags.
And did the peach get the other end of it?
Peach is the ass.
I was really thinking that too. I like
Peach is the ass.
Yeah. But also, it's known, and I think from the movie Face Off or something. There was what movie?
Are you talking about John Travolta in the movie Face Off?
Nicolas Cage.
Someone was eating a peach and describing how good it was, and I'm like, and even as a kid, I was
and
like,
it made you horny.
No, I was like, I know what you're talking about, Travolta.
you bald pervert.
Nicolas Cage had a peach moment.
Oh, was it Nicolas Cage?
Baby, you're hotter than a Georgia peach hotter than a peach on Georgia asphalt.
Oh,
he said to Laura Dern.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
What are you watching? This guy's watching pornos.
Long time ago.
My God.
Don't get me started on
All right,
kumquat.
ladies, take care of your veggies and fruit.
What the hell is a kumquat anyway?
It's tiny citrus, right?
Oh, yeah.
I eat so many
Tiny citrus.
Okay, we had a kumquat tree in my house in
Spitting out
DeLand,
the seed.
and out the back near my swing set. And you could climb my swing set, and I could jump from my swing set into the kumquat tree. So I jumped to the top of it. I hide up there, and I'd eat all the kumquats.
So
and one
good.
time I ate so many kumquats that I pooped my pants.
Wow. I mean,
Yep. They're good, buddy. They're good.
too much of anything is not always a good thing.
And by the way, the cherry stem, tying that in knot with
My
your
dad
tongue
did that.
has never translated.
My dad thought it did.
Hasn't it? Because it can make a man. I mean, the moment I spit out a tied up stem, dude's. I'm
My
like,
dad did it. Well, he could do the trick. He could tie a cherry stem with his tongue. He still did it. Very inappropriate. He'd do it for all my friends.
It was a Bennigan's thing.
We did it
you
at Down the
ate your
Hatch.
Shirley Temples?
Yes.
It was like, yeah.
We did it at Down the Hatch Seafood Restaurant. My dad would, he didn't get it. He'd get a whiskey, and then I'd get Shirley Temple, and then he'd go, hand me that cherry stem, boy. And I'd hand it to him, and he'd be like, watch this. And he'd do it, and then he'd pop it out of his mouth and hand it to me. He'd be tied into a knot, and he'd be like, that's why your mother loves me. And I'm like, I don't know what that means, but okay, I'm just going to eat my fish sandwich.
Yeah, but I think so you can't be the intricacy of your tongue movement is.
Yeah, he would do this.
Can you
He'd
not
like,
do it?
He
You
would do
can't
it like
do
this.
it.
He'd put it in there. I can do it.
I can do it.
Because I practiced doing it because my dad would do it.
That's
We
what I
should get some
say.
stems
We
and
did
do
it at the table. I think it was to keep us quiet, but we always contested
Yeah,
it.
so I would would contest it too. This must be a
can
Florida
do the
trash
fastest?
thing or something. This is a Florida trash thing. So my dad, Down the Hatch Seafood Restaurant, I have a Shirley Temple. He has a whiskey.
Yeah.
We're going drink for drink.
Yeah.
I've got two stems. He gets one. I get one. Then my dad's fast as hell. He puts it in. He goes like, pop it right out.
And they do the thing.
Yeah, he spit it out on the table, which is also gross. Really good. You shouldn't be doing that. And then I learned how to do it. He'd teach me like you gotta fold it over and then tuck it through. My dad would say.
I think our dads were friends.
And then that's what we would do in the bar at Down the Hatch.
Yeah. And there'd be like 6 of them on the table at the end of the.
Yeah, and then there'd be like one of those Donkey Kongs you can sit at and put your drink at. And then
tabletop Donkey Kong.
And then I'd go play some Donkey Kong, and then they call our number,
Galactica.
and then we'd walk to the back, and then my dad would eat like 9 pieces of fried fish and French fries and a big salad, and then he'd get drunk, and Mom would drive him home.
Oh, what a great Sunday.
Pretty awesome. Yeah.
Shouldn't it be more about like tongue stamina? Like, look how many tongue push-ups I can do, and then you're pushing something heavy over and over. All right, Joe, Fairvilla Megastore tomorrow. Wildflowers
Not the
after
Megastore.
dark.
Sanford.
Oh, Sanford. Sorry.
Yeah, Fairvilla Sanford.
Sanford.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. We will see you guys there.
Thanks.
Thank you for always being here.
Always.
Appreciate you guys.
Always.
Go shop at Fairvilla, and we will be right back.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We're live on Twitch. We're live on YouTube. I'm talking to people in there. Come on over and watch our show on YouTube at Tom and Dan Live. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Melissa's always putting out, we put out a new video almost every day.
Yep.
On our YouTube. So we'd appreciate it if you'd head over there and check it out.
Also, we have this affiliate program with this company called Surfshark, and it's a VPN service. And for those of you who don't know what a VPN service is, it's a service that essentially it's an app. And once you subscribe,
are you going to really try to explain what it does?
Well,
I like that.
You can go and you have to go through TomandDan.com to get the Tom and Dan special. You get 4 months free, and it's all on there. You have to click through that. But once you get it, then you could change your VPN. That basically is where your internet is coming from.
It cloaks your IP address.
Yeah, and so then it enables you to get into sites that are banned in Florida, if you know what I mean. And there's like we are not free here in Florida, and we don't have access to all the sites.
We used to be the free state of Florida. Now I can't even get my work done because half the websites I go to get my work done are closed down. It's so hard for me to get any of my work done. I'm like, this is killing my productivity. And then I'm hands-on and you're killing me.
For a small monthly charge, now you have access to any site you want because you just change your VPN to Canada or whatever country you want.
Right now I'm in Belgium.
There may be, and there's others.
Land of chocolate.
It's super safe internet. There's other benefits. You can go on Surfshark.
You shouldn't guarantee that. You shouldn't guarantee super safe internet.
Everything they told me that part of the affiliate program, I'm like, they just need to know that you can get the sites. That's all our listeners care about.
It cloaks your IP. You get the sites 4 months free. Tom and Dan. Use the link at tomanddan.com.
Surfshark. All right, let's do some Weird Job.
Okay, I have a Weird Job theme song. We're going to have to run this old school gorilla style. We have a luthier on the show today. Do you know what that is?
I had to search it this morning.
All right. Well, I wrote a song about the word luthier. Let's see if it works.
Luthier is just French for stoner. Luthier is just French for stoner. Luthier is just French for stoner. Luthier is just French for stoner.
I think luthier is French for stoner. That's all I wrote. That's all I had today. That's all I had.
I think it's like a lute, the old school medieval instrument, a lute. Luthier, so it's the luthiers originally built lutes and then violins and then guitars.
There you go. We got a guitar builder in here.
That's what it is. I don't even know. I would say it's Latin.
There you go.
Matt's in today to tell us about being a luthier.
Thanks for being here, man.
Thanks for having me.
And not only any luthier, this is the luthier that worked on and I want to get it right because I screwed it up when I talked to him because I'm not a guitarist, I'm a drummer. But I have a Triple O Martin, the little guy, Parla guitar, and he kind of set it up for. He set it up for me.
It's a double O.
It's a triple. It's the smallest one they make.
Yeah, the Triple O.
I'm going to get it wrong.
Like the one I built. That I showed you, it was a little bit.
No, it's a single-o.
Single-o.
I did it again.
I like how you tried to correct him. That's a Tom Van Meek.
Oh my God, you went to fist bump me. I was like,
well, we were both wrong.
I was like, why is Tom extending his fist to fist bump me?
Because you're trying to correct the professional about what kind of guitar it was.
Well, I didn't even second guess him until I looked in the sound hole and I was like, no, it's a.
Yeah, he read it. It's written inside the guitar, but it's a single-o.
It's an O18.
It's an O. It's an O18. It's the smallest Martin that they used to make. They don't make them anymore. I think they got rid of them in 2025.
And if Martin's listening, make them.
Yeah,
they're good.
They're fun little guitar. It's a fun little guitar.
So Matt,
also work on some of your. They need to work on the binding of their guitars.
Yeah, just glue. Use wood binding. It doesn't unglue.
Yeah, come on, guys.
So this sounds like a rare job. Is it? And how'd you get into it?
I think it was always a super rare job. Nowadays, I think there's a lot more, but it's still, compared to, roofers in Florida or mechanics, I would still say it's super small, group.
It was kind of hard to find when I was searching for one, and your name came up a lot, but it was kind of hard to nail down luthier. I'll also say that I emailed a bunch of luthiers, you included. You were one of, if not the only one that replied back. It's kind of it's a very singular kind of job. It's not you're not working for a big company, I guess, unless you work for like a Guitar Center or something.
Right, and if you do, I mean, I worked for Guitar Center for a few years when I was so the school I went to was called Roberto Venn School of Luthery.
Roberto Venn?
Venn. It was Juan Roberto and Bob Venn started the school, and they just mixed their last names together. And, anyways, right out of school, I got a job at Guitar Center for a few years. Just kind of, you build a few guitars under the tutelage of some teachers, you still don't know really much, so you got to practice and put the 100,000 hours in or whatever it is. And
man, if I learned how to play guitar, I'd go to Guitar Center every day during lunch and just play.
That's what everyone.
What would you play? What song would you play? Sweet Home.
Let's start with Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah, then you go Stairway.
Then Stairway to Heaven.
Kick you out, Stairway.
Yeah, and then you yell out there. We got young people here. Some Turnstile.
Yeah.
You play a little Turnstile.
Yeah, a little Lovin' is what I got.
In with
Santeria. All right. Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
Well, where was I? We're talking about.
It's hard to recover from that, man. I'm telling you, it's hard.
We're gonna guitars. Well, anyways,
you left Guitar Center and then.
Yeah, I left Guitar Center. I started working at a smaller repair shop called Lyrical Lumber, which was in Maitland. And
can we go back to the school though, real quick?
Yeah.
Not to jump around. So, what do you do day in and day out, like sun up to sundown when you're going, like, or was it day in and day out, or was it just on your off time? How does the school work?
It's 5 days a week, 40 hours a week. It's a full. You can't hold a job. It's full time.
So you have to dedicate yourself. So you're fully immersed in building guitars.
So you're either 18, fresh out of high school. I was 19. I had to get on the next year because when I found out about it, I was like ready to quit. I was starting college, and I was like, well. No, I'm not going to go to college. Right. That's dumb. I want to go build guitars. And
it's expensive to get into the.
It wasn't too expensive back then. I think it's a lot more now. It's probably around $40,000 for a 6-month program. Back then, it was like half. It was like half of that. It was,
but still, I mean,
but then you got rent, you got your bills. You're gonna probably want to buy weed sometimes.
Yeah,
you're 18, right? You're not that smart and financially literate.
And also, you're spending $20,000, and then when you graduate, they're like, "Good luck in a job."
Well, they say go work at Guitar Center, and you make like nothing. Then that's what happens. Or you were 45, or some of the guys were 60, 70 years old. They were retired.
They're just doing it to learn.
They're doing it because
that's the Jim Phillips.
Yeah, they're retired. Yeah. They've made all their money. They don't need. They don't have really any aspirations of. It's not financial for them. It's just fun.
Yes,
and those guys were out the gate. They got life experience. They probably had wood shop and did stuff. Some of those older guys were already
craftsmen, of
master craftsmen going in, and I was like. My school got rid of the wood shop like halfway through high school.
Mine did too.
So my dad was a carpenter. I had some woodworking experience, but I built maybe a couple of birdhouses. That's not.
Yeah, I got
you. Not it.
So you were effectively going into the school sort of blind, but you just had an intense passion for guitar, assuming you were a guitar player and you loved it.
Yeah. So I started playing guitar at 13. My weird enough, my aunt got remarried, and my new uncle is a guitar player, and he was in the Marines. He was in the band in the Marines.
Okay.
So I think it just hearing him play, watching, like, he was really into Steve Vai and, like, some heavier metal stuff. And I was like, I told my mom that Christmas I wanted a guitar. She got the cheapest guitar she could get her hands on.
That's what parents do. Yeah, my drum set was literally a pile of wood. Yeah. It was just trash.
They had no faith in me. It wasn't like, it was, even when I was going to school, my dad was a carpenter. He was like, yeah, woodworking, cool, do that. But my mom was like, you need to find a different job. You need to figure this. I had no faith.
By the way,
this is all honest. Yeah.
I had a childhood friend that went into the band in the Marines.
Yeah.
And he was playing like guitar and like trombone and stuff. And like he went through the Marines. And
you could go to war playing guitar in the Marines.
And then I wonder if it's hard for other Marines to recognize the band player Marines and give them the same amount of Simplify or whatever.
I don't think they do. I'm not saluting you, trombone.
I don't know enough. I think they have the band as like an off-time thing, and then you still have to go.
Yeah, you still do all the stuff, but then you do get some of the cushier bandy-like things.
Okay.
I can give you this. I can't give you band, and I've always wanted to talk to somebody in military band, so let's put that on our White Whale Weird Job Wednesday list. Luthier was on there, too, so thank you for helping us check this off.
Problem.
But I will say that I had a buddy who did the honor guard, where you're flipping the fake rifles.
The ROTC?
But he did it in the Marines.
Color guard.
But he did the one that's the special guard for, the president. They do
yeah, those people end up like doing the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
One of my buddies.
That's high end.
His name is Steven. He's a buddy of mine. And even he said that at that high level, you are literally one of maybe 40 people living that know how to do that, and you get clowned. Like you get clowned. He's like you're being.
He's just guys in Afghanistan blowing up cameras.
Yeah, he's like it's both. Both things can be true, right? Like it is the highest honor, and it's very difficult to do it. You're one of 40 living people that get to do that, but you're gonna get teased for doing. It's a fake rifle. You're gonna get teased.
Okay. Sorry, Matt.
I'd rather get teased alive than.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. He's still alive. He's a good man. Has a great family. He's out. Did his time. He's out.
So, let's talk about like Dana was talking about. Like in school, do you learn? Is it mostly woodworking, craftsmanship, the acoustics?
How do they grade you?
How what?
I'm still trying to figure that out. It's like all woodworking. It's so true. It's mostly sanding. You're 90%. It's just sanding. Just sanding.
Okay, so 90% sanding.
That's the name of tonight's show. 90%.
But there's also acoustics in different types of wood. You gotta learn all the
curriculum. They actually test you because the school I went to, Roberto Venn, is accredited, so they have to test you weekly with little pop quizzes, and they have you do fractions because you're dealing with a lot of like in 30 seconds of an inch, and you have to be able to go between millimeters and fractions pretty fast.
Sure.
And they will have you like tap on wood and listen. I remember a guy
like a sommelier or somebody
a guy
with wine.
has an old Martin D35 and he comes running around the corner, and I'm the only person who's like working through lunch, and he's like, "You," and I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Smell this," and I stick my nose, and to me it smelled like your grandma's attic, like it's just old wood and dust. And he's like, "That's what Brazilian rosewood smells like. Never forget it." And I was like, "What?" But it's like the cinnamony tinge that was behind the old that he wanted me to smell.
So you're learning about different types of wood, and then and obviously how to work with different types of wood, because that's different as well. Some are softer and harder woods are different to work with, and then you got to learn like the electronics of a electric guitar,
pickups mainly,
and then and you have to learn soldering and stuff.
Yes, yeah. So it's very multifaceted. It's woodworking for the first few months, and then you get into fretwork, so now you're working with metal, making these bone nuts, by hand. That's the whole thing, the electronics. So when you build your guitar at the school, you're really wiring your electronics, and you're learning how to wire your guitar. But when you leave, you don't know how to wire every guitar that's ever invented. So that's how you get on-the-job training. You have to just fix stuff and do stuff. And this late now, I can just kind of do all wiring, and there's certain aspects of the multifaceted nature of the job that you could specialize in a few of the things, but like I would never call myself a painter, a professional painter. I'll paint or I'll finish a guitar I make, but if you say to me, "Hey, can you repaint my Strat?" I'm going to send you down to somebody who that's all they do.
I see what you're saying. You got to cover a lot of bases.
You got to cover too many bases. I'm interested in the frets. I'm interested in pretty much everything else, but spraying a finish from sanding it down your existing finish and starting over. I'll do repairs to finishes, but I don't want to breathe that much lacquer in my life.
Yeah, no, I got you.
So I got a couple stupid questions, but just we're
all friends here.
I have really no clue. I would probably try to figure it out and be right, but what's more complicated, building an acoustic guitar or electric guitar?
I would say acoustic is more complicated in the amount of specialty tools you need to like bend the sides. It's with steam and heat, and I've only built one.
I held that guitar, right?
Yeah. So
I saw the guitar he handmade, and I will tell you that meeting a person and then they hand you the guitar that they made is interesting because it does, I don't know, I'm a sensitive person, but it feels like when you're looking at it, it doesn't look like, not that it looks different than my guitar. It looks like a handmade guitar.
Yeah, it's not mass-produced.
It's beautiful. It looks literally like, you can tell instantly it is a handmade guitar. How long did it take you to make that guitar?
Well, the course you're building 2 guitars simultaneously. Some days you're doing something on your electric, some days you're doing something on the acoustic, or half and half.
Sure.
So the whole course is like 6 months. So I would say it took 6 months, but if you're building them professionally, you should be able to do a guitar in a month or 2. Realistically, you should be able to start 3 or 4 guitars at the same time and finish them all within a month or 2.
Okay.
You know.
And
was that the goal too? Like for what you wanted to do, or did you want to do more of I want to set people up, repair guitars?
Initially, I wanted to be. I had like delusions of grandeur. I wanted to be the best guitar builder who ever lived. And,
I like that.
And it's good to dream big, but
who is that, by the way?
I don't know.
In your opinion,
there's a lot. Well, best guitar builder who ever lived. There's so many niche boutique builders, and they're all amazing. I could drop names that
we have guys locally that are good builders.
One of my favorite people in the world, Nick Scout. He's a great guitar builder.
I was going to shout him out.
He builds awesome guitars.
Yeah, we have a little bit of a connection there. We have a lot of listeners that either know him or play his guitars. Or
I talk to him every day.
Yeah, or I think maybe even Jim Colbert may have a Scout. I don't know.
He might.
But I know the name is legendary. And
they're awesome. They're awesome guitars, man.
I saw online like Stradivari, which I'm guessing is somehow ties into Stradivarius or the some what's that guitar?
It was a violin.
It would be a violin.
Okay, yeah, violin. And there's but then there's like a Strat, and then a type of guitar.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's more like a Tele shape.
Yeah, this
right?
is a copy of a Fender shape, a Telecaster.
Okay, all right.
So yeah,
here, hold that up like closer to your face so people can see. I'll put it. There we go. Yeah, look at that! Look at that guy.
So, okay, we're just in the basic mechanics of an electric guitar. It's interesting because going back to the start of this conversation, you're like, there's no big companies besides the Guitar Center and stuff that pay, and then I imagine that because of YouTube and the free information on the internet, like my buddy Al Sal down in Miami, he builds his own guitars and like as a hobby, and because he's a musician and stuff, and he just learned it all online.
Oh yeah,
because there's tutorials that teach you how to what wood to buy, how to shape it into guitar, all the frets, and he's buying necks of guitars.
Yeah, and you can buy stuff from vendors
kits,
and people
there's kits and stuff, and they put it together, and people do it as hobbies. But like the basic shape of the guitar, do you start with that? Like, where's the starting point?
That's a good question.
Okay, so when we were in school, what they had us do is take regular templates of pre-made stuff and then kind of trace them, and then you could erase lines, and so that's a good starting point if you want to. Hey, you don't want it to be so wacky, but you want it to be the scale of it correct. You don't want it to be too tiny or too big. It's got to fit. You can't, the math of it has to be long enough so you don't want your bridge hanging out all the way at the end down here because you made the body too small. So I would say if you're building your first guitar, build a kit. You're right. I would also tell people all the time, don't necessarily spend all your college money on a school that, looking back, I would think one of the smarter things is get more hands-on experience, and if you really like it and decide you want to go that route, go that route. But
you can learn a lot yourself.
You can learn so much. I mean, to this day, there's books I'll buy. There's different ways to construct a neck. This is a Fender style neck, but I don't just put wood screws in it. I use machine screws into brass inserts in the neck, so it's super strong. So that's something that...
Yeah, you just pick up. So I guess, is it still kind of, even now in 2026, the luthier is still gathering information, collecting new ways to do things, and it becomes sort of a personal preference, right? Like once you start working with people, normally there's a trust involved. Like you showed me his setup in his studio where he's got his stuff. There's a lot of guitars. And a lot of people that need help.
Oh,
and
yeah,
once you're working, and it's an intimate sort of a relationship, can you speak on that? Like, is it weird when you're taking people's precious instruments that are worth a lot of money and then you're going to, repair it? Or maybe take parts of it off and then, you're altering these things for good, right?
Sometimes...
How do you get beyond that? It's almost like doing your first tattoo as a tattoo guy. I don't know how they do that.
I think that's harder. That's forever for somebody.
Sure.
You better be sure. I think the tattoo artists, their friends get tattooed badly first.
Right.
I know I got a few bad ones from friends who wanted to get started. But with guitars, you have to be honest. If there's something you're not qualified to do, and hey, you're down to do it, you have to say, hey, I'll do this one. I mean, I'll give you a really good price, but I haven't done that before. And there's a chance, you know, this give the be honest. I would say trying to fake it till you make it is dangerous in that regard, because if you just one scratch that wasn't there before is a huge liability.
Have you ever done that before with anybody's stuff? Or?
Oh, here's a story. You got to be honest. One time, a guy bought a brand new Japanese Fender Strat, and peeling off the plastic on the pickguard, peeled it off because it looks bad, all bubbly and plasticky, and then just wiping it down with just a rag. I should have just took the rag I had that I'd been using all day and thrown it in the trash, but I guess maybe there was something on it, and I just very micro scratch on the pickguard itself. So now, not only did I buy this guy a pickguard, but I had to have it custom made because Fender doesn't it was a Japanese made one. I had to actually take the pickguard, trace the shape, send it to a custom pickguard maker, and have it remade custom because of the scratch that, you know.
Oh, man.
Now if you're cool.
Tom doesn't believe in stuff like that. He scratched my scooter one time that I don't have anymore, and it still bothers me. But he scratched my scooter one time, and he's like,
it's a petty thing to do. To make someone go through all the throes of that, but as a business owner, I have to do it. I have to do it.
Petty ass.
Yeah.
Who cares about a tiny little micro?
He told me that. He's like, shut your petty ass up.
Well, I mean, you're gonna hit a bug on the road, it's gonna scratch your thing. You know, you try not to scratch people's guitars, but it was a learning experience. I was early in my career. To say, you know, anybody who's ever fixed a guitar and says they haven't scratched somebody's instrument on accident is lying. What you do is you make it right. You be honest. You say, hey, when I was working on it, this happened, and you could. What you don't want to do is cover it up and perform. You'll make it worse.
It more.
You'll make it
all up.
You'll make it worse. Usually.
It was all scratch.
So if you do attempt to repair, you got to say, hey, look, this is what happened. I did this repair, and it's free. You know, you never charge for it.
I do like trying to fix a very small problem and progressively making it worse, and then it escalates to the point where you've ruined it.
Right.
But it started so small.
My dad did that one time. My dad did that one time with his Harley Sportster. Yeah. He had a belt buckle that he would wear that would chip the paint on the gas tank.
Yeah.
And it chipped the gas tank so many times with his little belt buckle that he decided to fix it one day. So he got touch-up paint. He put the touch-up paint on the chip, but it looked like crap. So then he took some paint thinner out, and he just put some paint thinner on what he had done. But then he started taking all the paint off of the tank, and I'm like, you ruined your motor. You have to take this and get it literally painted now, Dad. You have to get this painted now because you ruined it.
Which would have been a good first step. Just have someone else strip it.
Just slow down. Just slow down.
So I've also heard like famous guitarists and musicians talk about how, I've seen this a lot where they're like, I like this guitar because it has a specific sound that I can't get from any other guitar. And then they play, and I'm like, sounds like everything else I've ever heard. You know, obviously I'm not a musician and I can't tell, but like they're convinced that like only this particular guitar can produce this sound. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. You think that they could replicate that in another way? Like they could say, oh, okay, it's because the pickups are this far apart or whatever. Like some other luthier could
They can and they do. And, and people have their preferences. And, you know, I've learned a long time ago is it's their money. Don't argue with them. Give them what they want. But
is that a more of an emotional thing that they think this guitar can produce this sound? Or
sometimes there with acoustic guitars, certain woods definitely sound different and different. You know, timbres coming from the wood. But when it comes to once you have a guitar like this, these are active. These pickups take a battery. They're the Seymour Duncan Mortal Coils. They're kind of the newest thing. And forever EMG was the active pickup. Once you put active pickups in a guitar, you just deleted all the things the wood was doing once you put.
Okay, explain what active is.
They take a battery. It's a low impedance magnet. And then there's a preamp, and the battery powers the preamp, and it boosts the signal. Versus normal pickups, there is no battery. It's a strong magnet with copper windings, and the stronger the magnet and the more windings creates more impedance and gives it more output. And a lot of the times with those vintage tones on different guitars, that's what you're controlling with the sound coming out of the amp is the amount of windings and the impedance on the pickups to give the sounds.
Yeah.
So these are, without the battery, almost no sound at all. Once you put a 9-volt battery on it, it's twice as loud as the hottest passive pickup out there. So
Yeah, so it's just like amplifying what you already have.
Right, and so you kind of, the whole wood argument, it's proven, they've proven it. There's tons of YouTube videos of, there's a guy taking pickups and just having strings across air, and the minute differences from it being on the guitar versus just over air is very subtle.
I knew you would love stuff like this because I wrote down one thing to ask him that it would be like a bust it type thing because it's all over my algorithm because I went to you. Because I'm looking for a luthier, because I'm, taking guitar lessons, because I'm playing my Martin, this came up. It's a device called a tone traveler. Have you heard of this?
No.
It's a little box. It's like battery powered, and you hang it. Let me see if I can go to their website. You hang it on your guitar. It sits. Here's the little device right here. And it sits. It kind of hooks on the front of your guitar. And what it's Dr. Herringbone's Tone Traveler, whatever. Basically, what it does is that it vibrates at certain frequencies and supposedly will speed up.
Oh, the opening up of the tone.
The opening of the tone.
Right.
But for years, people have said, and I don't know if this is real or not, but we have a guy we can talk to about it.
Okay.
For years, people have said that acoustic guitars, through playing them, the reason that like guitars like Trigger, Willie Nelson's guitars that are like, you look at them, they're all beat up wooden guitars, but when you play them, they've been played so much and so well that it's almost like the wood has opened up and now delivers its ultimate true tone, which is the reason this device has been created. This device has been created to cheat that. You're going to hang this on your guitar at night. You're going to hang it when you go to bed, and this thing's going to vibrate your guitar and effectively be playing the guitar when you're not playing it to open the guitar up and give you that true. It's like cheating. It's like literally cheating hours on your guitar to open it up and make it sound better. Is that a real thing or is that not a real thing? Because I personally think it is not a real thing.
Okay. Okay.
No
I
way.
think it sounds like magic.
Short answer.
Yeah, it sounds like magic.
It is a real thing.
Okay, good. Good. I like being wrong. I like being wrong.
To take that further, people have been doing weird stuff like that for years. Even
they used to put it on. It's is it washer machines? Or people would take their acoustic guitar, strap it in a stand, and put it on things that vibrate because they're like, this is back in the 1800s. People were doing early 1900s.
How long would it last? It's like then when you play it, it's already warmed up.
No. It's over like
it's like fast forwarding 15 years of play.
Yeah, it's like
in
over
a month.
years.
Okay,
it's like literally. So it's playing itself at night, not really playing, but it is. This Tone Traveler device is playing exact frequencies that are supposedly like that your guitar likes. I guess that are because they're all different, right? There's certain tones in my guitar, even that if I hung this Tone Traveler on,
aging.
It's almost like my
Well,
guitar.
it's probably vibrating at an A 440 hertz.
See, that's why he knows.
That's what your guitar is tuned to. I would guarantee it's probably at least close to that. But so they were telling us that in school, they were saying when we had built our acoustics, hey, by the way, these high-end boutique guitars you just made are going to sound like crap. And it's not your fault. You didn't build it bad. It's because give it a year or two of playing it, and it'll do it. They also they were making a device. They were calling it's going to open it up, and it sounds really like hippie stuff. Like, hey, your guitar still thinks it's a tree. It'll learn eventually that it's a guitar.
That's what I've read online, and that was the line that checked me out. No, so your guitar still thinks it's a tree. I close my laptop. I say, I don't need that.
Well, so they would say that the first person to do what you're doing, what you showed me that thing, was it used to be, I guess, a fish tank filter, and they vibrate, they hum.
Yeah.
And they would just set one of those on it. And that was the first iteration. For personally, I always thought I had a Washburn Dreadnought guitar that had a all plywood, like $100 guitar that I got when I was 15.
Yeah.
And when I built my handmade rosewood back inside, Sitka spruce top, ebony fingerboard, boutique guitar, and I was like, wow, I guess I just like the sound of a Dreadnought better. I'm comparing it to arguably a piece of junk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's weird. I guess I just like bigger guitars because my guitar is a smaller body.
Sure.
And I was like, well, it's also got to open up. Fast forward all these years, my guitar sounds fantastic. And it was the first guitar I ever built. It's not the best built acoustic as far as like how perfect the bracing is scalped with a chisel by hand because it's the first time I ever did it. There's no way it's better than how a master luthier who's been building acoustic guitars for 40 years, how they like tune the guitar with how they build the bracing on the top. So mine isn't bad because I obviously passed the course and it had to get inspected. There's obviously not bad.
There's checks and balances.
There's just no way that it's the best in the world. That being said, it is one of the best sounding guitars I listen to. Like, I play it every day, and I play $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 acoustics almost every other day that people bring me, and I'll A/B it off of this Boucher or this McPherson, or I had a guitar. It was called a Jeff Bamberg guitar. I'd never heard. It was beautiful, and it sounded amazing. But I just like, well, mine sounds better than this. Mine sounds better than that because it's older. It's had more vibrations through it. It's just
so that's
opened
just science.
up. It's opened up, and I mean.
So get back to the Tone Traveler. Andrea will not let me buy one because they're like $200.
Don't buy it. Just play your guitar.
She thinks it's just mumbo jumbo, but you hang it on your guitar at night. Well, they're very popular in a lot of these because this is a thing. With anything expensive, you find older white guys that just buy them. They don't play them, but they will buy all of the guitars and then hang them in a room with Tone Travelers on all of them and never play them. But they're
aging them.
They're aging them, right? But that's like a real thing.
Those are the best clients I could ever ask for.
Oh, I bet.
Let me fix those guys' guitars.
Yeah. And normally they're not fixed because of any playing. They're fixed because somebody's walking into the room and knock one over.
Right. Or someone,
fixed.
hey, my friend or my guitar teacher is really good. He says it needs a setup. And they're like, yeah, it does need a setup. But it wasn't his idea. He had no idea it played like crap. He doesn't play it, right?
Yeah,
play it, and I'll make it play good. I'm like, well, here, have your guitar teacher play it, and let me know, and I'll see him again in a month. He'll be like, yeah, he loves it. Here, do this one, and then you'll do.
So just play every day. If I play my guitar every day,
well, so I can't speak on if that thing works or not, but I can speak on that the tops will open up by playing them, and it's probably better to play it. It's probably not as good, that machine. It's probably nowhere near as good for opening up the top
as authentically practicing.
It just realistically is you can't play the thing while you sleep.
Sure.
Right, so.
Isn't that a crazy invention that somebody came up with? It comes with an iPad.
I never even knew that the more vibration a guitar went, that it actually changed over time and it will make it sound better.
I've been wanting to talk about
the
Tone
Tone Traveler. No one would ever know
Traveler.
that until someone just says it.
Right.
Yeah,
But I've
crazy.
literally wanted to talk about the Tone Traveler on the show for months because I just
It's been haunting you?
Well, just because it's one of those things that it's in my algorithm now, and every time it comes up,
that's
I'm
going to be in my
here.
algorithm now.
Yeah, I'm like, get out of here, Tone Traveler.
I don't want guitars in my algorithm because it's like, how many podcasts you listen to?
None. Zero.
Yes, right?
Yeah.
No time.
People ask, you follow this guitar guy? I'm like, yeah, when I get off work, the last thing I want to do is watch guys work.
Yeah.
So Matt, I'm curious to how much, and this may be a complicated question, but how much is art as opposed to like quality of sound or performance or science or whatever, where it's like, when it comes to the value of the guitar, because it seems like this does dip into artists in the fact that, like, I can imagine the top quality, most expensive acoustic guitars or electric guitars are really about who built them, not necessarily about how well they perform, because nowadays with technology and, like you said, the
sometimes
pickups
it's
and
ornate.
stuff.
Sometimes it's just to be fashion.
100%.
You could build a guitar that performs just as well as $1 million guitar, but that's about the guitar builder himself and his clout that he built up and the artistry that he tacks onto it.
So I just want to say this is you ask great questions, man. That's
hold on, I'm gonna put the hold on.
There it is.
Hold on, look at the camera. You gotta look at the camera.
All right, there we go.
There we go. All right, give them what they want. Let them eat cake.
But I would think when it comes to the top main, like Gibson, Fender, Taylor Acoustics, Martin Acoustics, anytime after $3,500 to $4,000, you're paying for artwork for sure.
Okay.
Better inlays, better appointments. The irregular $2,000 Martin, which is like a D18 or something now, is sound-wise all you could ask for. That thing is awesome. And the types of wood, like the D28 is rosewood. It's a little darker sounding. The D18 is the cheaper guitar. My opinion, mahogany is a better sounding wood. It's more balanced. So the cheaper one, and for my ear, and it is a preference thing to an extent. And then anything out of Koa, because Koa, there's an embargo on it. The tree has to die first. Koa doesn't sound the best. It's not the best. It's a very mid-rangey instrument.
Very popular right now.
Very popular. My electric that I built in school has a very beautiful Koa top, and then my acoustic has Koa wood binding. And it's a beautiful wood, but it's not necessarily the best tone wood. You'd want to pair it with another wood to kind of balance out the sound.
Sure.
That being said, it's going to be the most expensive guitar out of any line usually because it's that rarer wood. That tree, you can't just go chop that tree down. You're going to go to prison. You got to wait for the tree to die and fall. So any guitars that have ever been made out of koa has been old stock from when they were chopping them down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was about to say, me and my buddies could do it at night. No problem.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, I'm getting that koa. You're like, I have to wait.
You want koa?
I'll make sure it dies quick. I'll get that koa.
I'll round up it.
You got to go to Hawaii. They used to make surfboards out of it, I think, back in the day.
One of those came up that's in my algorithm too. I think Martin just released a new, like a shorter scale because they don't want to use a ton of that wood. It's a smaller.
It's got to be a
guitar.
tiny guitar.
Yeah, it's like a tiny guitar. They build a lot of ukuleles out of koa wood. And there's
in
more,
Hawaii, right?
Yeah, more of a connection to the ukulele.
Yeah. I worked on a Martin ukulele from I want to say the 20s or something. A couple summers ago. It was a pineapple ukulele, which just means it's round.
Oh, I thought it meant it's like swinging.
Not like a regular guitar shape. That regular with the waist. It's just a weird. They call it a pineapple, like a squarish circle. And it was made out of all koa, the whole thing. And the neck was coming out. It had a couple of loose frets. It had just the tuners were completely broke. I ended up refurbishing that thing. And it was amazing. It was one of the best sounding ukuleles I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I bet.
Besides from the obvious, is there any differences when building a bass guitar?
Yeah, mathematically, it's longer, bigger pieces of wood. But guitar making is guitar making. Building a bass, it's more string tension, so you have to kind of make sure the wood you're always going to find. For instance, a Fender with a maple neck is always going to stand the test of time better than one of those Gibsons from the 70s and 80s, like the SG bass with a mahogany neck. They're squirrely. By now, they're all bent and crooked and weird because it didn't stand the test of time with gravity and string tension yanking on it all these years.
Here's another thing I want to talk to you about that goes into sort of the same vein as Tone Traveler.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of these weird guitar myths, and I know a lot of the guys listening have acoustics like I do. Now, my acoustic, I love it. It's just a standard Martin, nothing fancy. I didn't want anything fancy. I just wanted it small but full scale and wanted to fit my body geometry. But a lot of these guys buy their guitars, and they're adamant about, like, open the case, play it, put it back in the case, put a humidity pack in there. Like, can you speak on a little bit about wood and humidity? And because a lot of these guys, the number one complaint online is guys all day long. I can go to the Reddit forum for acoustic guitars, Taylor, Martin, Gibson. Those are the big three. Mm-hmm. And you can look at all of them, and there'll be thousands of comments from people. Oh, the top split on my guitar, the top split on my guitar, the top
Are they
split on my
storing
guitar.
them in, like, humidifiers and stuff, like a special room?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask the expert this because, again, there are two camps. There are the guys that are like me that set it on the stand and play it every day, and they're like, it'll never crack. And then there are the guys.
What's your AC set to in your house?
My house runs 74 all the time.
Okay. That's good. You only really have to worry about the winter. We're in Florida. It's too moist, right? We're
swampy.
It's swampy. So your AC is effectively cutting it. If you took a hygrometer and measured the humidity in your house, it's probably 50%, 45 to 50%. 55% is kind of the allowance for a guitar.
Yes. This is what I wanted.
I do these split repairs in the wintertime when it gets dry, especially if someone's like, I took it up to Michigan.
It's moving. They'll move, and then they'll come, and then they're...
The Jeff Bamberg I did had a crack in it that I fixed, and he was like, well, man, I lived in Ohio with this thing for years, not a problem. Of course, I kept it humidified, and then I moved down here, and that's when it cracked. This winter, it got extra cold. And cold means dry. When it's not raining, we don't ever get snow.
Yeah.
Right? It's never wet. It's always super dry, which is for better, for worse, but that's when it's going to affect it. The best way for your guitar, I mean, you could have its own humidity controlled room and keep all your guitars and spend tens of thousands of dollars on this situation.
Oh, go on the Reddit. They do. There's guys that have special rooms, dude.
They did.
Special rooms that are bigger than your bedroom, bigger than my bedroom, filled with guitars that has a specific humidity
a room
control.
This size would be perfectly ideal for that. And then you'd have like a big door that has a seal, and it's like a Batman situation where it's like a code on the door. And then
it's crazy money, man, that these guys are spending, these rich doctors.
Yeah, so in your case, you get a humidifier. I'm going to plug Diodario, the string maker. They Planet Waves. They make a humidity pack, and I always stock them. So if you bring me your guitar and you have cracks in it, I'm selling you this humidity system, and I will humidify your guitar to get it to where I can repair. I don't want to repair it while it's too dry, because once you humidify it, it's all weird and funky again. So I'm going to humidify your guitar for a couple weeks, then I'll start making repairs, and then that humidifier I sold you, I'm going to teach you how to use it. I'm going to say, hey, this is how you store your guitar now in your case with the humidifier. My guitar actually is in great health because I've always kept it in its case with the humidifier, but I've effectively played it less than any guitar I've ever had out. So it's a trade off. You're not going to play the guitar you don't see. You're gonna grab the one.
We talked about that because he's like, when I brought him my guitar, he's kind of like, it's like bringing a blind man something and he touches it. Like as soon as he saw my guitar, he's like, oh, it stays in a stand all the time.
No,
and I'm like, how do you know that?
It's because the finish was rubbing off on the headstock.
Yeah, he can see.
Oh, that must have drove you crazy.
No, it doesn't actually. With my guitar, actually, like because I play it a lot and I do leave it out.
He's like rubbing on it.
It gets a little dusty. It gets fingerprints on it. It's got like some sunscreen on the top of it from when I forget to, you put sunscreen on, you sit down, you play it. I got to wipe it down again. I try to play it and be not as crazy with this as I would like my scooter.
What's your favorite sunscreen?
My favorite sunscreen right now is because of Andrea's skin cancer in her nose. It's called Etna, E-N-T-A, Enta or something. So it's very expensive.
I have kids and we go to the beach all summer, so we're always sunscreened up. We're spending a lot of time in the sun, and the sunscreen I found that I like, it's called Badger, and it's like old school zinc sunscreen. It keeps you white. You got to really rub it in for a long time, but it's the only sunscreen I found that doesn't have a carcinogen in it.
Right. His wife hates carcinogen sunscreen.
So Badger sunscreen, I'd tell her it's like $16 for a tiny bottle.
It's expensive.
It's expensive.
You didn't know you were going to get guitars and sunscreen, did you, Tom?
I like copper tone because there are little girls butt cracking on it.
Fair enough. And this gets horny.
I almost stopped myself from saying that joke. But I was like, I'm saying it.
Full send usually.
I'm going to say a pedophile joke.
And here, I'll throw it. Since they're throwing out weird things not really connected to guitars, I'll throw this one out. I was in a performance for Little Mr. Deland, and they made me look like the Coppertone Baby, where at one point I think I pulled my underwear down in the back. So it was allowed back then.
Were you a kid?
It was allowed back then.
Because I pictured it like full grown.
No. I was a young man, a young boy.
Matt, last question. So if you're a luthier, are you working for yourself essentially, and then you just have a bunch of different clients that you work with, and obviously you try to get new clients, but it's like here are the my pool of clients, and some come to me, some don't, and then I'm like, how do you market yourself? Like, you're essentially working at your house,
right? So yes, I work from home. I have a 700 square foot detached garage, fully air conditioned. I have one of those mini split units, so it stays cold. Yeah. Like it stays. I set it to 61, but it's probably realistically 72, 73 degrees in there. Okay. Because it's not like central HVAC. It's a mini split unit. Yeah. You set it as cold as it can go and just run it all day. It's actually, because I spend all my time in there, I want to be comfortable, but also the guitars have to be at the humidity range. I'm measuring that with a hygrometer, and usually in the wintertime, I obviously won't run it because I don't want to dry them out too much either. So there's a certain point where you'll actually add a humidifier, a big humidifier that you would have to help level that out as well if you need to. A lot of the guitars that are in my shop are in cases. I got one of those big industrial, it was like a Big Lots went out of business, so it was a store fixture from the back where they had kept like stock in the back. So I grabbed one of those racks and hooked it up so I have two big shelves I can keep the cases on, and I can store about 50 guitars, and I keep 20 to 30 to sometimes 40.
They were coming and going when I got in there. You were like, these are going out.
There's 10 done ones, and there's 30 not done ones.
I don't think we would want to organize it. I'll put it to you that way. Because it was a lot of like, well, these I'm working on today. These just came in. This one I have to wait. Yeah, that's a lot.
I've organized the shop since you came. It's actually a lot.
It was cool, man.
It's a lot more walkable in there. It was getting pretty insane.
We had puppies too, right?
We had puppies at the time, and now the puppies are gone. So after the puppies left, I was able to like pressure wash the section where the puppies were living, and then reorganize. And I moved the couch over to where the puppy living area was, and they were golden retrievers, and we have a golden retriever.
Yeah. I got one too. I got one of those while I was there too.
Oh yeah,
it was a one-stop shop.
I'm joking.
Well, anyways, so as far as where I have adult ADD. I can't really work for other people, and I did. I worked another job and ran my business for years. Classically, I didn't go to business school. I went to Lutheran school. Business school would have been smarter. I would, learn the Lutheran by buying kits on eBay and messing them up.
Sure.
And work at a Guitar Center or work for another luthier or apprentice if you can, and take your money, your whatever college money or scholarship, and go to business school. That's what I would tell any young person.
I went to business school. You couldn't tell.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, I learned business. Luckily, my mom's a CPA, so like doing taxes and stuff was always, I had someone
helping you out,
keep you more honest.
I know about that.
But that being said, I don't know. I learned about the Augusta rule that I'm going to implement this year. I just paid the IRS a bunch of money, and I'm trying not to do that anymore.
The Augusta rule. What's the Augusta rule?
So you could rent. So I work from home, and I have a space that I write off as a home office. But the Augusta rule is what super rich people do: is they rent their vacation house to themselves 14 days out of the year, and that's all that the amount of money their business, their LLC pays them for rent. It's on your personal side. It doesn't count as income. That's the Augusta rule, but it's an expense for your business. And you could only do it up to 14 days out of the year, and it has to be the going rent. So if I rented my own space to myself, I'd have to look at like what Airbnbs go per the day in my area, and then say it's $250 a day for 14 days. Well, that's $2,000+ of tax-free income on my right
deduction,
and it's deduction on my business side. So that being said,
also you can increase that year after year. The chances of you getting audited is slim to none.
Well, I mean,
I'll go zero. I'll say zero. We'll bet our business on it.
And then till you get to a point where you do get audited, you have to kill yourself.
I like a no way out.
They can't get you.
How are you with no way outs? Tom and I love There's No Way Out.
They call it the warden of Shawshank. You put your rusty bullets in. You blow your head off out the window. Stop.
That's a great place to end.
But you can go for a while before you have to do that.
All right, let's get some plugs in here. So, because there's a bunch of guitar guys in here that are talking to us, and give out your info in case people need a luthier. People, maybe they want, get an electric.
Did I sufficiently answer that last question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you did good. No questions ever fully get answered in here.
Fair enough.
None ever do.
Well, if anyone wants to reach out to me and get real answers, and I can really give you a lengthy email that's like all over the place, because again, I got ADD.
No, I like it, man.
But I think to answer your question, I work for myself. I hadn't always worked for myself. Working for me myself is the best, is what I need to work for myself. I don't like answering to other people. My boss is my client. You tell me what you want and I'll do it, and then I get to run my own books and my own business and stuff. That being said, plugs, OrlandoLuthier.com. There's a contact in my email information. My phone number's public. Google search Orlando Luthier. My Google business profile will come right up. That has everything you need. It's at the Orlando Luthier on Instagram, and I think you can just find me on Facebook, Orlando Luthier.
You pop up real fast. And if you don't remember it and you hear this show at TomandDan.com, I'll send you all his info so you can get a hold of him.
Yep.
And Matt,
thanks for coming in, man.
It's so much easier just showing up at work, Facebook Friday, just do nothing.
Have you dreamed about Facebook Friday? We don't have Facebook Friday here. He has not implemented it yet.
You go take 2-hour boo-boos in the bathroom.
Punching the clock is nice. Like leaving work at work is nice, because I had a day job and a business at the same time for like 7 years. So
that's the worst.
So I had the best of both worlds and the worst of both worlds simultaneously. In perpetuity for years, and that being said, punching the clock is nice, but at the end of the day, if I'm on the toilet all day and I don't fix any guitars, I don't eat. So you gotta
learn how to fix guitars on the toilet.
Hey, weirder things have been done.
Well, Matt, thanks so much for coming in.
Hey,
we appreciate
thanks for being here, man.
Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Very, very cool.
We will see you tomorrow.